What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. We're live, the T5S2 Rapidfire 11 finals, and this is going to be a good one because this is new Drukhari versus old school Aeldari, I guess. This is going to be a super exciting matchup because we have the new Drukhari, the new Aeldari hotness, I guess, versus the original Aeldari plus Harlequins, which is good stuff. And I'm psyched for this matchup. I'm psyched to see how it goes. We have over here in the red Bessey, I guess James Bessey on Steam today, versus Ferris over in the blue, playing the mixed Aeldari. Ferris, we've seen a couple times on the finals table, especially in these rapid fire events recently, playing his Aeldari to some success. He consistently gets to the finals table, but unfortunately, winning so far has eluded him. But he's going to be trying again today, trying to beat the Drukhari here. So we'll see how he does against this new exciting Aeldari Codex. We do have a exciting thing happening this morning, actually. Exclamation point objectives in the chat. We'll get you to a 3D6 Wargaming page where you can actually you can buy these objective markers over on 3D6 Wargaming. Excuse me. We've partnered with them to do Tactical Tortoise themed or branded objective markers, and you can buy them. So that's exciting. I'm super excited to get some of mine in, and now they're available to everybody. Exclamation point objectives in the chat. But anyway, how's it going, everyone? Thanks, everyone, for joining me. This is some morning Warhammer today, for me at least over here in Eastern U.S. Midday for these gentlemen, both from the UK. But I hope everyone's getting ready for their weekend and excited to watch some games. Let's talk about these lists real quick as the players are just completing their deployment. Jim Bessey's Drukhari list, Triple Patrol from this raiding force list, bringing a Black Heart Patrol with a Master Archon, the Smash Master Archon, excuse me. He's actually taking Eternal Hatred, so no Eternal Hatred on Drazhar today. It's going to be on the Archon. He's a Master Archon, so he can fight twice. He's got the Husk Blade for 3 flat damage, as well as a Blast Pistol. We have 5 Kabalite Warriors in this detachment with a Phantasm Grenade Launcher. James told me before the game, though, that he was underwhelmed by the Phantasm Grenade Launchers. We'll probably swap those for a different special weapon. 2 units of Incubi, 1 of 5, 1 of 6. 5 Scourges with Shredders. I think the cheapest heavy weapon option that the Scourges can take. But so if you just want to bring in that unit as a deep striking sort of harassment unit, then to unlock an additional dedicated transport and just have a deep striker, that's the cheapest version of Scourges that you can bring. We also have a Ravager with 3 Dark Lances, 3 Raiders with Grizzly trophies, and Phantasm Grenade Launchers on those as well. A lot of buffs on those Raiders. Usually, I think you want to keep them cheap and cheerful, but today we're playing around with some upgrades. We also have a Cult of Strife Patrol, so unlocking all of the Cult of Strife benefits. Although James mentioned that he's not playing the Razor Flail, the Razor Edge Succubus, because he's pretty sure it's going to get removed in an FAQ. So we're going to be playing the Triptych Whip Succubus today instead, with Adrenalite. The Triptych Whip being the 2 flat damage, additional 3 attacks, 2+ poison. Whip, I believe, is the profile on that relic. We also have a unit of 10 Witches. This is a Master Succubus as well, so she can consolidate any direction. There's 10 Witches in there. Doesn't look like they're upgraded to Hecatrix Blood Brides, so just regular Witches. We also have a second unit of 5 Witches, a unit of 14 Hellions, pretty classic, as well as 3 Reavers with 1 Power Sword. We are paying 20 points for Reavers today. Currently in the server, you can play with 10-point Reavers if you want. You don't have to. I mean, you could always play points down if you really want to. Well, that'll remain until the Drukhari FAQ, and we'll I guess, reevaluate their points cost when and if it gets addressed in that FAQ. We also, last but not least, have a Dark Technomancer's Patrol Detachment coming out of Homunculus Covens. That's led by Drazhar, so no Homunculus today. I think a lot of these lists are losing their Homunculi just because they're sort of a do-nothing character. They're more of a utility character that buffs your Homunculus Coven infantry, but if you're not bringing them, like, whatever. There's 15 racks, 3 units of 5 with a Hex Rifle and an Ossifactor. No Liquefiers today, but James did say that were he to rebuild this list, it would probably take the Liquefier combo with Dark Technomancers. And then we also have 2 Reapers. I'm actually going to pull up the datasheet of the Reaper real quick here so we can talk about it. But we are going to be trying to use the combo with Dark Technomancers on those Reapers.
Yeah, good luck.
So that's coming in with a single Storm Vortex Projector that fires either a 2d6 blast profile at range 24 or a d6 shot d3 plus 3, essentially almost exactly Dark Lance profile at the range 36. And then with that Dark Technomancers, you can then buff the damage and wound roll of all those attacks with your with that ability. Downside is that those ones to wound are gonna really bone you, or the ones to hit, excuse me. There's no way to reroll those anymore for the Reapers. So, and because being vehicles, they eat D3 mortal wounds every time they roll a 1. So there's a non-zero chance that you roll 2d6 on your Storm Vortex Projector. You roll a bunch of 1s and then you just kill yourself. So, not quite as powerful as it was, I think, in the 8th edition version. But it is what it is. Looks like we're getting into the first turn here. Drukhari with the first turn, rolling a 6 to go first versus a 2 on the other Aeldari side. So it's going to be an uphill battle, I think, from on Ferris's side. Drukhari incredibly powerful going first. They're able to put so much presence in the middle of the table, and it's very difficult to play around. But we'll see how Ferris is going to be able to fight back. But that is the Drukhari list. We'll go over Ferris' list real quick. This is a mixed Aeldari list, bringing a Frozen Stars detachment out of Harlequins, so +1 attack today. We have a Shadow Seer, Twilight Pathways, Veil of Illusion, using Pivotal Roll to take that in addition to Shield from Harm, so makes a ton of sense. And I think Shards of Light is the other psychic power on that lady. We also have 2 Troop Masters, one of them with Twilight's Fang, and I believe we've taken the Domino Shroud on the other one. No, the Domino Shroud moved to the Shadow Seer. So one of them is the Smash Master with Twilight Fang, Twilight's Grasp, but no Darkness Bite. I imagine we're taking Darkness Bite, right? Yeah. So we swapped that over for Darkness Bites instead. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Harlequin players. No fusion pistols on them, so we are just punching people, which makes a lot of sense because we are taking that Frozen Stars. We also have a single unit of Skyweavers with Haywire Cannons and Zephyr Glaives. 3 Star Weavers with Shuriken Cannons, as well as a Patrol Detachment coming out of Craft World, Aeldari. So I think we're only missing Ynnari out of all of the Aeldari sub-factions in here. Too bad. Usually Ferris has Yvrain in his list, and I think that would have been cool to have all 4 Aeldari sub-factions on the table. But we have a Farseer Skyrunner, as well as a Warlock Skyrunner, to get Doom and Guide out of the Farseer and protect Jinx out of the Warlock. A unit of Rangers, 9 Shadow Specters. Those Prism Rifles, Flavor Profile, I think going to be very useful in this matchup for sure. You have to say that Ferris definitely has the profiles to take out a lot of these Drukhari units. He can get them with the Haywire on the way in, and then try to hit them with the Flamer profiles off these Shadow Specters with once those troops bail out. So you can also just try to kill them with the Prison Rifle shots. But being Strength 4, if you can get Doom off, it's rerolls to wound. It's pretty good against the Toughness 6. Or being Strength 6, excuse me, means they wound on 4s, which means it's a good profile against these transports as well. So that's all pretty good. We also have 2 units of Dark Reapers, only 3 each. So not a big unit to take advantage of Fire and Fade, but they're small enough that if you lose them, it's not the end of the world. So interesting list coming out of Ferris, very MSU style. It'll be interesting to see what he can do against his Drukhari. Oh, chat, we didn't do a prediction. All right, real quick prediction here, chat. We're gonna do it for 1 minute. No, 30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds, everybody. Get your channel points in there. So very quick turn one coming out of Jim Bessey here. Drukhari just moving up to the middle of the table. They are taking domination, so they're going to be scoring the center for 3 there. They have 1 scrambler deployed as well as priority targets. Should be scoring 3 there. Yep, there he goes. Perfect. With the Homunculus Coven, do you need a Coven's HQ for it to work? Not Drazhar since he's Blades for hire. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Like, you don't lose being a Homunculus Coven because you took a Blade for hire. They're like the Drukhari equivalent of like an Agent of the Imperium or something. They can cross sub-factions, essentially. Ferris also domination here. Psychic Ritual, which is an interesting pick. He does have those 2 Skyrunners. I think he's going to be trying to grab that Ritual off of, probably with the Warlock. Although, I don't know if you want to commit into a Drukhari army to get your Psychic Ritual off. He's going to have to kill everything in this Raider. The Raider has 2 units of racks in it, so committing into it means that he's just puts himself in threat range of all these Hellions, which is going to be pretty interesting. And then also priority targets over here on Ferris' side of the table. So it looks like I imagine this was a auto 6-inch advance here from the Rangers to get the middle of the table, obsec that objective away. One thing you have to be worried about, especially with these dedicated transports, is that, ooh, looks like we're going to be grabbing... I like this play. We're going to be trying to grab that Psychic Ritual with the Shadow Seer. That means that if things get dicey in this situation, the Shadow Seer can Domino Shroud back, and you get a free turn of Psychic Ritualing. But you do lose the damage output from that Shadow Seer. I'm not convinced about the Psychic Ritual pick, chat. There are a lot of very good picks that you can play against Drukhari. I think the sleeper for me has been thin their ranks against Drukhari. They tend to be pretty populous. Usually there's like 50 or 60 infantry on the table just generally. And then each of the raiders also gives up a point for thin their ranks. So a lot of times you just sort of naturally accrue like 10 points on thin their ranks over the course of the game. In my experience. You could also bring it down doesn't work well against this version. But there are some varieties where bring it down scores you like 12 or 14 or something. If they have a bunch of the bigger vehicles. I guess the Ravagers and the just the Ravagers give up 3. Huh. Reapers are only 10. Weird. All right. There you go. But I think that there were probably better picks to take than this Psychic Ritual. I don't think that you want to move too far forward in this matchup. All right, bailing out a Troop Master over here just to grab that objective. Ensure that we have it. The model is going to be character protected from basically everything in that on that position, and there's not much on the Drukhari side of the table. This is a very defensive placement from Jim. So there's not really much that's going to get up and contest that objective there. Warp Spiders moving up to screen out the Scourges, dropping in, make that deploy Scramblers a little bit harder. I like this. And one thing, it's a little bit awkward that we're using Scourges to deploy those Scramblers and not Mandrakes. The benefit of Mandrakes is that they're very hard to screen out, given that they can deep strike any turn of the game. They don't necessarily need to come in only on round 3. You can just hold them in your back line. They can just sort of chill in the back over here. And then you can wait until the game has sort of concluded and your opponent has either... you've attritioned your opponent down quite a bit, or they're just sort of compressed into their deployment zone because you're so aggressive, and then you can just pop them into your opponent's deployment zone, grab that last deploy Scrambler. Mandrake's really badass unit in this new detachment, or in this new codex. Scourges maybe for the mirror match. Yeah, I could see that because they're better at killing the T3 enemies. Drukhari don't tend to take a lot of large units, so like blast weapons don't necessarily have an additional benefit against them. But Death Strength 6 is useful for sure. I guess the in the matchups where you don't take deploy scramblers or a similar secondary, you'd much rather have Scourges with a gun than a Mandrake unit. Unless you need them to like screen out Raven Guard or something, because they can forward deploy. But I think you're going to be trying to take deploy scramblers or something similar in a lot of your games. Gonna go ahead and send it back to the players' mics real quick here.
Heads out a bit.
Looks like we're just playing real cagey on Ferris' side of the table. Doing a lot of screening with the Warp Spiders. Question is what screens out this back. I guess we could put a Star Weaver back there and open that up to the potential to get hit. Now, an awkward part about this dedicated transports in the center that I mentioned earlier is it looks like Ferris is lining up to try to kill this Raider. But if he kills the Raider, 10 racks are going to spill out onto that objective. And he's also going to have to kill the 10 racks in order to grab the objective to get that, that domination. So you almost don't want to attack this Raider. Like, not only are you exposing yourself, he's going to have to spend the CP to fire and fade.
What's the range on your splinter pods?
He's significantly less, has significantly less CP than the Drukhari player, so he's already down a little bit there, and having to spend a bunch of resources to kill this unit is probably not exactly what he wants. Because I don't think you can reasonably commit into the center with your heavy hitters. It looks like we may be rethinking that. Anything that goes into that middle is just going to get whacked by the Hellions and whatever's in these Raiders. As soon as turn 2, as soon as we get to turn 2 and they trigger their advance and charge, they get real dangerous coming out of those transports.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like we're just going to be trying to keep safe with the Shadow Specters, waiting for those Drukhari units to engage forward. And what's helpful about these priority targets objectives is it looks like James here with the objective movement has moved this objective, so it's going to be difficult to control it without being in line of sight. But with those characters, you can control them and be look outserved by models that are out of line of sight with the L's here. So it is possible to control this objective relatively safely. And it looks like he's basically screened out all of the movement that could get to that objective. So without like doing some wacky stuff with charges, I don't think these racks are going to be getting to that objective to take it away, but we'll see. They could pile out and then sort of advance to here, maybe get a big charge to there, and touch the objective with a objective secured model.
The other one.
Dark Reapers on the side here. They do ignore dense cover, so they can shoot through these forests without penalty. Maybe just going to try to pick off this unit of racks in the side. If you can knock out those backline objective holders for Drukhari, a lot of times they just lose control of their back objectives because they are so aggressive typically. Although James here playing a very cagey game here, which I do appreciate. So how are people feeling about this matchup? Let's take a look at the predictions. Just looks like everybody voting for Drukhari. I'm not sure I disagree with you, chat. Drukhari have been absolutely brutal in these this last week or so. We already saw one in-person GT resolved, and they took first and second place. I want to say that there were 2 Drukhari players, and they were first and second in that GT.
Yeah,
I think almost every Drukhari player to register for a T5S2 pod has gotten into the top number. Yeah, the faction's insane. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Drukhari, I think, over the next week or so in final games, which will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the faction plays out.
And then
looks like we are committing the Skyweavers in. 10 witches and a succubus in this transport.
You want to give them the 3 out?
Not sure that the
I think I'm gonna
Skyweavers have what it takes to kill everything they need to. They can do a number to the witches, but I don't think they're going to be able to get to the succubus. And the succubus is going to plow through a lot of that unit, even with the 3+ invulnerable save. Hitting on 2s, winning on 2s. It's just a lot of damage. We also have Incubi and Drazhar and this transport back here, which is going to be in threat range of this objective up top. They can get out 3 inches and then advance an average of 10. So we're probably going to need to curtain fall that unit back out of threat range. But the Drukhari player could disembark here if the unit ends up getting killed.
Yeah, so that's it. Psychic.
If the raider gets killed.
Do...
And then make that curtain fall very difficult.
I have no denies, so you just...
Yeah, well, let's start off with Psychic Ritual, because that's the most important one.
Yeah.
On the Shadow Seer. Okay, so that goes off. So you've got one of them.
1 ritual completed.
We're going to doom your Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, it goes off. We're going to guide the Warp Spiders.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes off.
Pretty effective psychic phase. One thing that can plague Crafter Aeldari is that their psychic powers, well, they have a lot of bonuses to cast. Their psychic powers are all like 7+, but Ferris does get all of the powers he needs to off. Doom on the Raider, Guide on the Warp Spiders.
Okay.
But that does mean he's going to need to find a way to kill the racks inside this Raider if he ends up killing it. Although the Warp Spiders themselves probably won't do it.
Grenade launcher at your Raider.
Yep. So I mean, I'm sure this is legit, but he can't. So he can do the action and then shoot afterwards. It's probably the way.
Yeah, because it's different to a normal action.
Yeah, no sweat.
Yeah, it's a psychic action.
He misses.
Fantastic grenade launcher goes wide.
I'm going to spend a CP to fire and fade him. Do I keep it?
Okay.
Do not.
So we are just fire and fading the Shadow Seer back to
Just
safety.
come back 7, and then just pop back inside that Starweaver.
Boom. Safe. No
he
domino.
has
It counts as the movement phase.
Yeah, it counts as a normal move now.
I'm just debating whether to. I think I will Agents of Vec that, so it'll just cost 2 CPs from now on. But only the hardware one.
Yeah, but the okay.
The Craftwell one's still just a point.
Yeah, and that's just from doesn't count for this one, right? It's for
no, correct. Yeah, it's in the future. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do. Let's do the Dark Reapers at the Raider.
Yeah.
These 3 at the Doomed Raider.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the.
Doomed
Going to do the 3 damage. 1. Okay, and then reroll the 1. Okay, so that will hit.
Yep.
And then winning on 3s, re-rolling. Okay, so we'll go through, and then it'll be 6 up. In months.
Boom.
Wow. Does he explode? It's not.
Dark Reaper's knocking a Raider out immediately. Okay.
Yeah, he's very.
But that means we will have to kill those racks in order to grab that domination.
At least 1 rack.
Only 1 goes down to the to climbing out of the wreckage there. But now we can put 10 on that objective, which is going to be difficult to fight through.
So I've got to worry about Warp Spiders with Guide, haven't I?
Yep.
And the Rangers, they can't shoot me again because they advanced.
Yeah, correct.
I've got a bunch of...
I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Hope everyone's getting ready for a good game of 40K here. We do have new command in the chat, exclamation point objectives in the chat. If you want to get some of these cool objective markers for yourself, for your real life games, they're available now from 3D6 Wargaming. So
They get 2 each. Yeah.
you can exclamation point objectives in there and get that link and go buy them. It helps support the channel, and they look great, and they're cool.
I'll worry about the 3-inch thing in a sec. I'll just get them like
Yep,
roughly where they
no
need
worries.
to be and then mess around.
Yep, here they go. Listen, yep,
Okay.
there's 9 racks jumping on the objective.
There. Those turquoise dudes are kind of okay where
Just
they
gotta
are.
fix their bases, but they can pop out sort of underneath the raider. They can lip underneath it a little bit because if it's up so far up the ground, as long as they don't run into the base itself. So we got plenty of space here to place those racks down. Really make that.
I'll just see if I can actually get them under the radar. They're a bit tricky raiders because you can sometimes get them underneath because they're quite high.
Where is the blade for hire rule in the book? Blade for hire is just
Maybe not.
it's just a keyword that
So I think that means this guy can't. Oh, do you measure from the? You still measure from the base.
that
of the
makes
hull.
you
Can't remember. Star Readers.
basically not braced.
For the base, I think it is now for the Star Wars.
So I think it should just out of range. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And this is toast. Cool. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, just watch out for the teal unit here. The bases are all on top. of
Oh,
each
they're
other.
overlapping. Sorry. Yeah, that's these models do that. So I probably have to space them out this way. When you rank them with the TTS, they get a bit wonky. That. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I should have done this before I messed with the Raider. I think maybe I have to just move them out this way a bit to make the space. How's that?
Yeah, that's
no.
good too. Yeah.
Something like that. And this guy. There you go. Sorry about that.
Cool. So yeah, flick it back to me. I'll do it.
Ah, cool.
Right. So this guy, yeah, he's out of range. So I'm going to put 2 warp spiders into.
So yeah, so this dude here is part of the red
He's
squad.
part of the red squad, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to put 2 into the red squad and 3 into the teal squad.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
So 2
Well,
guys in the
truth.
red squad.
Well, I do think I'm actually not sure that there's any other attacks that can go into these guys. We're blocked from the Star
do our craft to
Weavers. Looks
reroll.
like that one's probably out of range.
Oh no, they're guided, aren't they?
Yeah,
Anyway.
they're guided, yeah. You're good to go.
So it'll hit, and then wounding on your toughness 4, right?
4. Yeah.
Okay, so it will wound.
Alright. Pretty decent roll there.
Hit a
All
6
hits, all
up.
wounds. Converts 100%.
That's
Good
okay.
invulnerable saves though.
Feel no pains. So
Just
2
2.
go down.
So we're gonna need to
Special
wipe
weapon.
the
whatever.
teal unit
Die
now in order to
Okay, and then back to me, and the 3 guys
control this objective.
on the teals. Rerolling for guide.
All right. So
Okay.
far so good.
And
Strength 6 on
yeah,
you.
Yeah, only 4 going through.
Reroll that
Invuln
once.
saves aren't good. Saving on 5s with the damage ignore roll
3
kills
go down.
3 of them, but that will still leave 4 on the objective. So unless morale goes south, which I'm not sure it can do. Yeah, their leadership 8. So they could fail on a 6. So we're looking for a fail here on this teal rack squad to kill that unit to give Ferris control of that objective. So yeah, this is a sort of a nightmare.
so then
That's the
We'll do
downside of these
the
dedicated
Sky
transports.
Weavers.
It's the real power of the dedicated transports. Those models are uninteractable until that transport's destroyed, and a lot of times that can mean that if you destroy the transport, you will lose that objective. So you sort of can't afford to interact with the objective, with the transport itself.
Actually, don't.
Because that's actually a big swing. If neither of these units runs away, then that's going to give James a 15-point primary turn and cost Ferris 3 points on domination. So that's an 8-point swing. Good old dedicated transports.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
that'll
good.
do it. That'll certainly do it.
It's really good.
Does he explode? He does not. I've got 10 dudes on. 11 actually on the back, so that's perfect. Oh, yeah, 11 on the back. Use 4 witches, not exactly amazing. Okay.
So it looks like Dark Reapers, on the other hand, killing the
Witches go away.
Raider here, and 4 models inside die to the transport being destroyed. That's a really big deal. Because now it should be relatively simple for the Skyweavers to clear that unit, and that means that it will then not be a 15-point primary turn. Because we will lose an objective up here. It's a little questionable whether the Weavers kill that unit without that happening. In fact, I don't think they do at all. But now it looks like they're going to be in danger. We could potentially just go into the rack squad and try to bean the rack squad and then run away with Curtain Fall to keep safe of the succubus.
Looks legit.
So a solid alpha strike
Cool.
on Ferris's side this turn. 2 raiders dead and a bunch of infantry. We're really holding out for that morale check to get that those domination points.
Dark Reapers.
Trying to grab a line of sight to
Just trying to see if they can see
the
those witches there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can from the tip of the guns, can't they?
Yeah, fair enough. Go for it.
Yeah, their weapons extend the witches' weapons extend pretty far
So they're going to shoot the
out
witches.
from behind that
Let
objective.
me just check the
Or that
range. It
obstacle,
should be
excuse
right.
me.
Oh, you got plenty. I think 48. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so they're going to shoot the witches with their 2 shots.
Yep.
So they get 7.
Now I am curious as to
And 1 reroll. Okay, all hits, and then 3s.
maybe why we didn't see a little bit more
Reroll.
aggressive play out of this Drukhari army. I think
And
oftentimes
6s.
going first with Drukhari, the most powerful play you can do is just put
4
every single transport in the center. I guess this army is, in particular, is relying a little bit more on its ranged attacks than I think a quote-unquote standard army would be.
Moral check.
So it's going to play a little bit cagier, but that does mean that it's bleeding a little bit on primary. Because I think you could easily secure that 15-pointer if you just with more aggressive play going first. The flip side there is that going second is
Okay. Yeah, messed up in the middle here. Bit silly, really. Never mind.
Still charge your spiders? I'm not sure that's a good thing. But...
No, they can't
Maybe
because
not.
they
They
did the
can't.
teleport.
With their teleport, they can't
Yeah.
charge.
So I've got to decide whether I want to just leave
I
my
mean, I could lose
Skyweavers
dudes if he
out.
hits a morale, right? So, and you still... Oh, you've got 3 on the objective. Yeah, I mean, you could... If I fail morale, you could actually... Yes, I need 6 to fail morale, but still could happen.
Yeah, so I think I might have to try and kill some last of these witches in the racks. We are. I think we're right on your time a little bit there.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think we should be right. Now, do I want to go for the witches? It's like 7-inch charge. They've got a morale check. Can't rely on that. Don't really want to miss a domination. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to charge into the racks.
Yep. Won't know
Um,
which.
yeah, just the racks.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes the
6
charge
should
into
do
the
it.
racks.
Just make it. Yeah.
6 will do it. They do fly, so they ignore the difficult terrain. Yeah, good to go.
Yeah.
And then I imagine that we see a curtain fall here. Just don't walk within 3 inches of the succubus. It'll be okay. The 2 damage on the melee weapons on the Skyweaver is actually going to be really crucial here because that gets through the damage ignore roll of these racks pretty well. The rack's invulnerable save itself is not very good, but the damage ignore is really what keeps them around.
It's really awkward with these woods in the way.
Just assume you can go right through them. Otherwise, yeah, trying to dodge tree trunks is just a pain.
It comes in there.
Yeah, there's a note in the tooltip there. You ignore the vertical parts of the terrain. That's a blanket rule we use for area terrain, chat. Just for those who don't know, that's a house rule. It's basically like when you play a terrain feature like forest in a in an RTT or at your LGS. Usually it's just a base, and then the trees themselves are removable when you need to move models through them. That's how WTC plays it. That's how almost everywhere plays it, and so that's just what we do here on TTS as well. I think it allows you to build some more interesting looking area terrain and not sort of muck with some particular armies that don't necessarily have infantry that can go through that stuff automatically, and then also make the placement super hard.
Okay, so
it looks like 7 wounds going through onto the racks.
Yep.
Do they make a billion 6s? 5 wounds go through. Might survive if we see a 5 rerolled.
Right, so if I roll any 5s, I'll reroll that.
2 is a good start. Do they survive? 1 does. All right, cool.
4 dead. Does that work actually? Sorry, I should have done this different. I shouldn't have for 1 wound models. Being stupid.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That works.
How many is that? So what? Killed 3?
So you got 1 left.
But not if if the 2 damage went into 1 model, then it would only have killed a couple. That's why I should have done it differently. I can just reroll it if you want. It's probably easier. That makes sense.
Well, so you failed.
No, sorry, you're right. I'm being stupid. You're fine. Sorry, apologies. Yeah. Quite right.
We did this correctly.
Okay.
Don't second guess yourself, James. Cool. You're good. You did it right.
Do I want to do anything else here? No, I think that's good for me. So
no,
yeah, just morale, I guess, for your.
Is he out? Did I take him out?
No curtain fall here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, never mind. All right, so
we do say we have 6 CP on Ferris' side. So he does have.
I'll also pass for the little squad of 2 witches. I feel like it might be useful to have them.
He does have an interrupt into curtain fall available, but that does mean he's going to have to eat 1 swing from one of these big characters. I imagine that maybe just the succubus goes in. Maybe a unit of incubi, although you lose whatever unit goes into the interrupt. You can try to make the tormentors trigger. You can drop their leadership down to 7 with the grizzly trophies, and then may try to hit them with the tormentors. But I feel like the risk isn't quite worth the reward. So I think you just grab them with the succubus. You can charge in with the
targets.
You can charge in with the witches to force them to swing onto the witches to kill them, to do the fallback.
All right.
And it looks like both of these rack units, succeeding their morale checks.
Yeah.
So 10 points scored on the side of the table for the Drukhari here. Go ahead and give them their primary points. Not holding objective 1, so they're not going to score the 15, but still 10 points after a pretty aggressive turn from the Aeldari is pretty good. They do have the opportunity to come back into the Skyweavers and try to kill them. The Reaper and the Ravagers just pounding into this unit is going to be pretty brutal. Although we did Prismatic Blur for the +1 invulnerable save, so they are at a 3+ invulnerable save.
It's only the fast, I don't think.
Oh, it's that fast.
So that's pretty good. And I wonder if this is a turn where we just start pushing forward with the Drukhari. We'll see.
Okay.
Mistakes were made.
Oh, and no screening out in the back line here with Shadows, Skyweaver. So
Yeah, it's just how
we may see a Scrambler deployed, I think. We'll see how James wants to play the turn. I think you just audible into the deploy Scrambler immediately as soon as you have the opportunity to. You can even put the... I think you can... There's probably a space here to put the unit so it's not in grave danger. And you then force your opponent to turn around and put some reasonable shots into them. And I think what the players are measuring out there is the forewarned range off the Farseer. Farseer is not within range of the Shadow Specters, it looks like, for 6 inches. Yeah. So that means that if that unit comes down, you cannot forewarned and just kill them. Which would be some good counterplay from Ferris, but only if you set up for it. But I think that Farseer moved too far. He's too excited about getting that Doom and Jinx off on the Raider.
I've got nothing better to do with them.
Drialis, could Curtain fall to the center? Yes. Yeah, you're not wrong. That is that's another play potentially as well, chap. Yeah, good call. I think that would have been the way to go. Because you just need to put 2 Skyweavers on that middle objective, right?
So they've got 4 left.
And so you could put 1 there and 1
I
there.
think I'm going to get my Phantasm.
And then you own it 5-4. And your opponent's not on objective 1, so you're good to go. Although that does put the Skyweavers in greater danger. They're in charge range of the Hellions at that point.
Something like this. He's gone through his own rack.
And the Hellions can also shoot at them. Hellions have a pretty good profile to shoot Skyweavers because they have that 4+ poison, so they don't really care about the higher toughness. They also don't care about, even if they get into range of the Shadowseer for -1 to wound. Oh, the Shadowseer went into a transport, so it doesn't matter. But the poison doesn't care about any of that. And they just have a bunch of attacks. That high volume of attack is what you want to go into those the high and vulnerable saves.
Time to just leave him there and just shoot stuff.
But yeah, I think almost any play would have been better, I think, than leaving the central objective there, because you are bleeding points on secondary right now as the Aeldari player.
They might actually be able to see that. Because look at this guy.
Looks like he scored himself.
Not him. But the other guy can.
Domination. Did Domination score that last turn?
Yeah, because of this one over here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so all of those 4. Yeah. Yeah,
there you go,
that
champ.
was, that was a smart move.
That was me being silly. Yeah, the Domination doesn't require that you hold the center. It just usually ends up triggering off the center. But yeah, because Ferris is currently holding objective 1, he would get that. All right. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. I think in my head, that was just direct assault. But that's not how this objective works. That's sweep and clear. This is priority targets. We're taking the priority target secondary for a free 15 victory points. Hadoy.
It's come an awful long way.
But that does mean they easily leave the Skyweavers in threat range. Does Curtain Fall allow an advance if you're not in engagement currently, or can you only perform a fallback?
My turn to take ages to work out what I'm going to do.
No, it just moves normally. Okay. No advance for Curtain Fall. Because it looks like the Akathis got pulled out of melee, so it wasn't going to swing.
Whatever happens.
That would have allowed potentially the Skyweavers to advance instead of moving, but that's not how the stratagem works.
It means I need to incubi over there.
So I think actually, in hindsight, I think that was fine from Ferris.
13.
If you're trying to score that domination, it's kind of a rock in the hard place. Although I think having the Skyweavers in a better position,
They were not going within an inch.
in order so that you can counterattack whatever goes into them is probably better, but it does cost you 2 for the curtain fall. And then if you want to save for the interrupt into a curtain fall, that's all of your CP on this is the next turn. So I think that's a solid recovery from Ferris, but it does put him in an awkward position. If the Skyweavers get hit with the fight last, though, it's going to be brutal. Yeah, it looks like the Raiders coming out to hit them with the Grizzly trophies, so we're going to drop their leadership to hopefully make that Tormentor swing a little bit better. The characters and the Incubi looks like staying inside. So we're just going to go in with 1 unit of Incubi and the Succubus, I bet.
I'll get him out like 3 inches towards these Star
You
Weavers.
only potentially lose one of those to the Star Weaver attacks. And one thing you can do is try to split the attacks up. So, for example, if the Succubus goes in on this side to charge here, and then the Incubi charge in over on this side, the models on the other side won't be able to swing into the other unit, essentially. So, like, only 2 could go into one unit and 3 could go into the other. So, even on the interrupt, it's a pretty reasonable. It's reasonable that you don't lose both units. You only lose the one. Looks like Drowsar's going in as well. That does give you an additional opportunity to hit them with the Tormentor, so they cannot interrupt. If that Tormentor goes off, it's that unit's gonna die. So Ferris just has to hope that that morale check goes his way.
All right, so you can go there.
The Drukhari trap has sprung, and then I think the best thing for the Drukhari here is that there's very little on this quarter that can follow up and fight in this area. I'm not sure that Ferris can afford to continue to Twilight Pathways the Shadowseer this turn. He can bail out the unit of Harlequins in this transport, although I think they're only Harlequin Blade players, right?
This is, I presume, this is -2.
Yeah. Oh no, they're Embraces. Excuse me. So they're Strength 4. So that's okay. They do good at killing Incubi for sure. And he has the Dark Reapers, but it doesn't look like the Shadow Specters are going to be in range to hit them. So this is sort of, you get a free engage here
around the outside of this terrain.
for the Drukhari. You don't lose too much on the swing back here. You might lose those Incubi, but you're sort of, that's a trade you'll make every day. And if the Raider can get in with its charge, it can screen all of the characters. And with a charge, pile in, consolidate, you can put the Raider in this position. So they're going to have to kill it with the Dark Reapers as well. And then you can use that to sort of springboard off of engage into the objective 4.
Right, so it's a lot of stuff over there. That
Question here is whether the faster elements go into this sort of engage into the middle here. I'm not sure that they do, actually. So we have Kabalite Warriors on objective 3. Oh, here we go. So Ravager moving out. Probably going to try to knock out a Star Weaver. There is a non-zero chance if you convert one Darklance shot through on the Star Weaver. We're going to try to get the Dark Reapers. There you go. That Star Weaver actually just goes down to the D3+3 damage weapon there. And then we have the Reaper and potentially the Hellions. You can use the Drukhari Fire and Fade to get the Hellions in and out of a shot if you need them. Just to clear out all the chaff infantry in the middle.
marginal, actually. Look. There-ish.
Yeah, do you want me to put the 9 on for you?
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing if you don't mind. I think if I just get a gun pointing into that, I can just get into this Star Weaver. Oh, no, -6 range, isn't it? Oh, but he's on the back. So, no, not -6 range.
Yeah,
so
no, it's not.
I think from the base, if I put a nose of a Reaper like there-ish, yeah, it should be okay. Thanks for that. That
Yep.
helps. But it's whether I can or not because of this terrain. I suspect I can't actually for that reason. Annoying. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. So maybe
Yeah,
let's
so I
go
think we have that one
That's my bit of choice.
Reaper in reserve. Yeah.
Reaper there.
Trying to get a shot into the Star Weaver.
Can I get the back out? Maybe not, actually.
Don't forget you got to pay for
Yeah,
rotation as
yeah,
well.
These,
Yeah.
I won't let go of him. I was just saying.
big long
I think
raiders
that may
are
well be
a little bit
possible.
stifled. I'm not sure if
I
we're
think
using
I'll
the
just stick
rescaled
front
raiders.
round.
There's an
Okay,
issue
fine,
in the
just-
TTS models for those who don't know. The Raider chassis models are actually way like scaled up, sort of ridiculously large. I don't think we've rescaled. I didn't check before the game started.
This guy.
Unfortunately, it's a little bit late now. In
What
hindsight,
was
probably
that?
should have notified the players. But I think these are the upscaled versions, which I mean, obviously has a lot of downsides. They can draw line of sight a little bit easier, but they also can have line of sight drawn to them more easily. And I think that's just
I think that might have to
it's just detrimental in this situation.
this other Reaper. What am I going to do? Sorry, I think I flipped your Star Weaver by mistake when I was reaching for it. Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Reaper. Do I even want you at this point? Let's get into these spiders. Okay, so yeah, maybe we drop him back here. Okay, and then shove the Scourges down in this corner. Do the Scramblers. Sorry, I'm probably too close to these guys. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna take one for the team next turn.
Get the scrambler point. That's
Yeah, that's the
all that
thing.
matters.
Sorry, Scourges. All right, cool. Oh, I flipped these witches. I'll flip them back in a second. All right, cool. Let's do some shooting. So let's do this Ravager here, then shooting at your Reapers.
Okay.
And get lucky. Do you want a lightning fast or anything?
No, I think.
No, let them have it.
Yeah.
All right, 3s with a 1 reroll. Good. 2s. I was considering burning a point on this, even though it's stupid. No, I won't. That's fine. So 2 6-up saves.
Cool. Easy. No, maybe not.
No, couple drop.
Keep the Exarch.
Yeah.
He's
All right,
literally worth 2.
Yeah, he's amazing. All right, this Reaper here, then shooting at your Star Weaver. This dude.
Okay, so he's -1.
He is, yeah. D6. So I will enhance him. Take some mortals.
Yeah.
D6 shots. 3. You don't reroll 3s. So 4s to hit. Not so great. D3 mortals. 1. That was weak, pal. Very weak.
Ooh.
Well,
So the downside of Dark Technomancers.
No, I'll leave him there. Okay, the other
Showing its ugly
Reaper
face with his
shooting
Reaper.
into the spiders, I guess.
Just lines up on a Star Weaver and does itself a mortal
You have
wound with
a
no damage.
3-up save, don't you? Oh, well, 4-up. Sorry, 2-up save because you're miles away.
Good stuff.
2-up save, yeah, and I'll make them -1 to hit as well.
Yeah, okay.
I'll
So,
roll 2
Oh,
and
lightning
see if
fast
one of them
reactions. Oh,
dies.
no, we're
Double
gonna
1. Oh my
use the
word, they
mortal.
do.
And a model
Excellent.
dies.
Okay, we'll just take
Use the
that guy.
flicker jump. Oh
all
my
right.
god.
So I'll use the D6 shots then. Why not? I won't enhance these because there's no point.
The 1 in 36 that
D6
you was a
shots.
model. Amazing.
2. I'll CP reroll that because it's
That's
rubbish.
almost an ability where you're like, almost don't even roll for it. It sort of doesn't matter until it does.
Oh, okay. Continue to be rubbish. All right, hit no falls. Don't take mortals because I didn't enhance. 2s to wound. -4. So you get your 6.
Nope.
1 drops. Okay. What else we can do? Gotta work out what to do with these racks. So let's do. I'd really like to get rid of the spiders. Let's do the green squad who've got their Ossifactor and their sniper rifle into the spiders.
Okay.
They won't enhance. Don't need to. You're -1 to hit, so they're both hitting on 4s.
Okay.
So they're both doing they're different APs. So yeah, Ossifactor hitting on 4s. Misses. Hex rifle hitting on 4s. Don't like this dice. Let's do the red squad. He's just got a hex rifle left in that. Same thing. Yeah, it's a hit. 2s to wound. Strength 6. And -2, I think, on this.
Okay.
Now,
There's
2
another one.
damage. Okay. Got this raider left to shoot. He's going to shoot at one of these spiders as well. You can see through this gap here. So he'll shoot into the spiders with his lance. -1 to hit in it, so hit on 4s. With a reroll. Yep, rolling on 2s. Yep, -4, so 6 up.
Hey!
They would do it, to be fair, after their...
Masters of Concealment pays off. At last!
Alright. They advance. Oh, I've got the Phantasm launcher is assault, so he'll shoot that into the spiders for what it's worth.
Okay.
Get lucky.
Leadership 8, I think.
See how many shots I get first.
Oh, yeah.
3. Hitting on 4s. So yeah, so I've got 1 shot at beating leadership 8. Nope.
Phantasm grenade launcher strikes
The
again.
Archon will pop his pistol into the Skyweavers off the back of this.
Okay.
So hitting on 3s because of the -1. Doesn't get to reroll. Yes, does he? How does that work? Yeah, I guess he does get to reroll, doesn't he? Because it's not like an aura. And even he's on the back, he still gets to reroll. Yeah,
No idea, to be honest with you.
yeah, because it's just rerolls all hits and wounds, so I think he does still get that. 2s to win. Yeah, let's just get your inbound.
Okay.
Make it happily. I don't think this guy's going to have range into these Reapers. Oh, she does. Yeah, he'll have a go into the Reapers for what it's worth with his Hex Rifle.
Good.
He didn't advance, but he did move, so 4's to hit. It's a heavy weapon.
Funky Gabo, regarding a real space raid, it specifies the detachment requires an Archon to be the warlord with a unit of Cabalites, once like the best
Let's do the...
so if Drasar was to be included, he would need to be in a
PGL,
separate
Phantasm Launcher
detachment.
from the Hecatrix into the
for a-
Skyweavers.
For a real space raid detachment specifically, yes.
How many
That's
shots?
correct.
Sorry, first of all. Just 1, so it only hits on 4.
Because you're out of HQ choices in that case to
Does hit.
take him.
You're on -2 leadership though, because of the Grizzly trophies on the Raider, so I've got to beat 6 to do a mortal. Fail. I don't think there's anything else, and she's not got a gun. Succubus. No, there's literally no other guns on here, so I think it's into charges now. So let's do the green racks charging into the Rangers. Would you like to Overwatch?
Okay.
Nope, you good.
Charge phase. Here we go.
Go.
Gonna try to clear out the infantry in the middle with the racks and the Cabalites. We are on battle round 2, so they with power from pain they can advance and charge, which is pretty useful. Relatively impotent shooting phase coming out of the Drukhari. Only 3 Warp Spiders and 2 Dark Reapers getting killed. The Scourge go down and drop the Scrambler, so we're at 2 Scramblers deployed. That secondary should be an easy complete for the Drukhari. I would like to see a heavier committal into the middle. I think, I think it's good that James is playing very cagey so that he doesn't lose too much early. But he needs to swing a 15-pointer in order to really push it through. Drukhari have no way of stopping the Psychic Ritual, so assuming that Ferris just wants to continue to use up his Shadow Seer's activations, he'll probably be able to complete his Psychic Ritual. And basically the only leads that James will have is that lead on Domination that one turn. Theoretically, if the game goes to a tie on primaries...
I don't know where the fun is. Let's do...
or if James continues to score 10 on primaries every turn, he'll be down by 5, and he'll also be down by 5 thanks to the Psychic Ritual scoring higher than the Play Scramblers.
I might Overwatch here, actually.
He got 3 back with...
5 wounds, isn't she?
Ferris completed all the secondaries. Yeah, so far he's...
I think I am
he is on track to be...
you never know.
To go down on the primary points, unfortunately. So he does have to push for a 15-point turn one of these turns. 100%.
He's alive, 3 to Nice.
So that's 4 wounds coming out of the Skyweavers. Is this onto the Witches?
Very good work. Only got 2 left.
It's worth a CP, I
Yeah,
think.
onto the Succubus. Wow, okay. That means the Succubus is easily one shot by one of these Skyweavers.
Cool.
So she may have to swing first to get her attacks out. But the Skyweavers are going to interrupt and fall back if they do not get tormented. So we're really hoping for the Tormentor here.
Let's do.
We're
the
so
witches,
hoping for that
these two
Tormentor.
witches.
Although you will have to dedicate... You do have to kill both of the units with no escape. And so... Unfortunately, engaging into the center here means that almost the entire unit can dedicate its attacks into these into the Witches with no escape. You can put a couple models into the Succubus.
Getting all those low charge rolls out the way, but
the Witches
good job,
and
nice and
clear
close.
them out, which opens up your fallback.
Let's do the Raider. Why not? Let's do the Incubi. Yep. Come on. And then that single rack who's hanging around on the edge will go as well. I'll have a real issue here if I don't make you fight last. It's -2.
Yeah. A failure on the fight last would be brutal.
yeah, there's one just right by him, so you got it.
Okay.
What did you get? Yeah.
Oh, well, 4 effectively. I'm not sure where they are.
Yeah, you're on him there.
I'm on him, okay. Yeah, just slide him back.
So I'll just move him off.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
All right. So let's see if your bikes get tormented. So Drazar, I'll put his into them. I need to roll a 7. Come on, don't let me down. No. And then I need to do it with the Incubi.
All right, for all the marbles. There's the Tormentor off, so the Skyweavers do fight last.
so they are dead.
So that will
Hope so.
probably kill them.
Okay, so over here, so go to the
All
middle one.
right.
So I guess I'll do the...
James probably having a minor heart attack there on the first Tormentor to
red
go
racks
through.
first.
All right.
So,
Well, that spells doom for that unit of Skyweavers,
just gets an extra couple of
Skyweavers,
attacks,
unfortunately.
Just 5 attacks total. So hitting on 3s. And winning on 4s. Big poison. So just one. -2 though.
Oh, okay, so it just goes through. So it kills up.
Yeah. Would you like to interrupt?
No, thank you.
No. Cool. I'll leave them where they are.
So this
Green
is actually a
dudes,
pretty
okay,
big
so
swing.
they'll
We're
just
probably
let
going
us
to clear
stay
out the
there, so maybe
Rangers
we
in the
capture
center
the green dudes
and
do
the
the same thing.
Skyweavers.
So it'll be 5
And that
attacks.
means that that's a big chunk of the aggressive portion of this Aeldari list taken out. And I think that does put Drukhari right up in the front there. The trap was sprung on the Starweavers, or on the Skyweavers, excuse me, so that they couldn't get out, which is what Ferris was hoping for. I think if they did get to swing and then leave and kill the Succubus and the Witches and pull back out of danger and get to axe next turn, I think this would be in a very good position for the Aeldari. But without that occurring, we're just gonna hope that they make every single possible invulnerable save. Just make
I get to reroll one of these.
all the invulnerable saves. Just roll 3 pluses for days. 3 pluses
and
for
they are
days.
forced wound. So one's at -1, the rest at no AP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chet, predictions were ages ago.
5 upside, aren't they?
I think
Yeah,
Rangers have
so
5. So.
5s.
You missed a prediction. I'm sorry. Everyone voted for Drukhari.
So 3 dead. And then
Would have been some easy money if you voted against Drukhari and Ferris was able to take it. But so far, man, they are really crushing it so far.
It is what it is. All right, cool. Let's get into these Incubi then. Sorry, these bikes. So let's do the Succubus first, I guess. You can try and take some... Maybe not, actually. Let's do the Incubi on the objective.
Okay.
So they have 3 attacks, so 16 attacks. The Clavex will do his strength 5 attack, I guess, get up to 2s to wound. So they'll just be 16 regular Incubi attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, one more. Come on. Alright, hitting on 2s. Loving it. And winning on 2s with Draz's bonus.
Now, is this a situation,
the,
because you're not going to spend a
6 is 3
CP
damage
protecting
directed
those Skyweavers, is this a situation where you lightning fast the Skyweaver unit and just like hope for the best? I almost think you do.
Oh dear.
Yuck.
Oh, well, that's not a good
dead.
start.
That's 4 dead.
Oh, man. Was that
That was not
Drazhar's big boy swings? Yeah, just kills 4 of them. Okay, well, just kidding. Good thing you didn't lightning fast, Ferris. That would have been a wasted CP.
4.
Jesus.
So they'll just, I guess, give it this way.
Oh, that was that the Incubi swings?
Then let's do
Yeah. Well,
the succubus into the last bike.
plan
just
roll
10
all the
attacks
3
on the
pluses
charge. Sixes
is
do
so
2
far
mortal.
a failure. Yikes. Oof. Phenomeno. Do I think Dark Eldar are certain to catch a nerf?
Good.
Or might
I'm
just be a
glad they're
case of
gone.
the meta taking time to
I hate these
respond?
bikes around.
I think they are certain to catch a nerf
6-inch consolidation.
based on some of the combos that we're seeing. I think it is very likely that Razor's Edge gets removed. There's a couple ways that you can do it. I think some people were talking in the YouTube comments for the video I released yesterday on the Razor's Edge that you could make it either that the number of attacks you generate is capped. Just be like, you can make attacks up to 3 or something. Or that you make attacks with a close combat weapon profile. I think either one of those is probably fine. I think that combo gets the nerf bat, and I think also, I mean, the Reavers, like, it's not a real nerf if they get reduced in points. That's just how it should be, probably, or increased in points. Excuse me. So I think those two things, like, as soon as a Drukhari errata comes out, I think that's for sure where it's at. Other than that, is it a case of the meta just taking time to catch up? I'm not sure. I don't.
I think that's it.
Without, like,
Reduce morale for the spiders.
Yep. Spider morale.
without what's the word? Leaning super hard into like a hard counter. There's nothing really that you do against Drukhari. Like, the dedicated transport mechanic is just so powerful that that's what it is. They're just there. So the list I'm playing right now, the Space Wolves list I'm playing right now, is like sort of, I think, tuned a little bit too hard to Drukhari. Like, every weapon in the game in the army is like sort of meant to kill Drukhari. But I think that's too far. Like, I don't think you can do that and also win your other matchups. But I think that's what you have to do in order to win that matchup consistently. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But I think we can expect Drukhari to be sort of in the driver's seat of the metagame for a while. Like, we've seen Harlequins use the dedicated transport mechanic to just run rampant over the meta for the last year, and I don't think that's changing with Drukhari. Like, they're just Harlequins, but they do everything better. So almost no amount of meta response has been able to curb Harlequin's power. It's just taken some really powerful additional codexes to come out to stop them.
Yeah, let's get the Chalice here out. So she's going to do the same as last time, basically.
List versus Harlequin. Yes. We'll do
6 inches in the middle.
List versus that do well versus Harlequins will do well versus Drukhari. No, not really. They use the dedicated transport mechanic the same, but they present like sort of entirely different threats. Drukhari just hit harder in every phase than Harlequins do.
Cheated. Nope. Not this time. Hard to hide your dice rolls on TTS, isn't it?
I said AdMech was stronger. I think that's the case currently, but we'll have to see how their new codex works out. Their new codex right now looks like it's going to be potentially nothing but buffs for AdMech, which will put them at the top. But if it ends up bringing AdMech down to like a more reasonable, if it ends up being like the Space Marine release was in 9th edition, then that then they'll be fine, but they won't be as good as Drukhari. I do think Admech's probably the one faction that like just dumpsters Drukhari. But we'll have to see. I have seen some Admech players have some trouble in the matchup, but I think it depends a lot on like terrain and who goes first, basically.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on that. He's your only obsec, is on there? No, you got the witch to the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So running up the Harlequin players to try to grab that delicious domination. Probably see the yeah, Shadowseer's moving up to grab a second psychic ritual.
Because it is bright yellow base.
So much lost smite damage. If that, I guess the Shadowseer smiting last turn would not have changed the outcome on that Raider, because the Raider got one shot by the Dark Reapers. But I just wanted to smite these racks to death so bad. Just kill the racks. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the Fire and Fade for the Shadowseer has been Agents Evected, so that's going to cost 2 CP. But I think the Shadow Specters will be able to do it for 1 still.
Hang on a minute, let me think about this. They're going to go there. This guy.
So I think the telling part of this matchup right now, chat, is, I mean, these players have, like, absolutely haymakered each other. Ferris clearing a bunch of infantry out, killing most of a witch squad. A bunch of the infantry in the center, killing 2 raiders on his initial alpha strike. And then losing the Skyweavers in return. But Ferris down to 2 Star Weavers full of Harlequins with another player troop and a unit of Shadow Specters and some characters. And that's basically all he's got left. Whereas the Drukhari player has like 2 Reapers hiding in the back, an entire unit of Hellions. Like, just so many threats on the Drukhari side of the table. So I wonder if these Dark Reapers turn around, try to kill the witches. Maybe we split fire, put 1 guy into the Akathis to try to kill him, 2 models into the witches to try to kill them. Then the players go in and try to clear these incubi. And if they can do so, I mean, that's a pretty good trade. There's nobody in range to heroically intervene. You lose them to the characters, but I think that's okay. There's additional 6 incubi inside this Raider we have to worry about as well, though. It's just so many units. Oh my God. Just an endless cavalcade of Drukhari, chat. You can never stop the living tide. They're like zombies.
Shoot this for now.
Jaded Dragon, why can't there be TTS for Android? Oh my God. I don't know if I would want to try to play TTS with my fingers. Just fat fingering my models all over the table. I'm like, whoops! I clipped the flip table button.
Still got stuff in?
GG!
Yeah. You just hover over it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, console TTS would be sweet. Downloading the mods would be a pain, though, I bet, on a console. I want to remind everybody, exclamation point objectives in the chat. If you want to take a look at the Tactical Tortoise objective markers that we have available now, as of this morning. Those are available through 3D6 Wargaming, who's doing a bunch of objective markers for people, and now we have Tactical Tortoise ones. So that's sweet. So if you want to get basically exactly the same objective markers that are on the table right now, on your own games of 40K, you can do that.
Funny, I had some Skyweavers. Solve all of my problems. Okay, I think these warp spiders need to do their activate their warp jump generators.
Yeah.
You're going to go a mighty
11.
18 inches.
Oh,
Alright.
they get to add it on, do they?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sweet. I
Oh, yeah.
I thought it replaced them. That's very good.
Probably needs an FAQ. Pretty good.
No, I mean, if that's how it's played, it's fine.
Does it need an FAQ?
Oh, yeah, increased by 46. Yeah, that's legit.
No, yeah, she's just about.
Oh yeah, looks like we're gonna be angling the warp spiders to try to kill the witches. I like that move as well.
I do. So I think they're just.
Do
gonna
have to
pop
try
over
to.
there
We
and
have to
take
clear
this
out the
way.
models in the middle of the table though. Although I guess maybe the plan is gonna be to grab the
We have got a bit of an issue here.
to grab this objective to get your domination. So you don't necessarily have to attack the models in the middle. But if you do so, you could potentially drop Drukhari down to only 5 on primary, which would be a big swing. That means that James is then looking for multiple 15-point turns to get ahead on primary. And I think the Drukhari then have to overextend a little bit.
Maybe. Don't really want to give up that guy.
I won't lie, Chad, I was still hoping to see Lynxes here today with the mixed Aeldari. I think that would have been an interesting matchup into these Drukhari. And I was talking to the players beforehand. James said he actually got like plastered by a mixed Aeldari list previously. He played against a list using a Warlock Skyrunner Conclave and Shining Spears, so very aggressive jet bike focused list, and just the volume of Shuriken Catapult and Strength 6 shooting out of the laser lances was actually able to deal a number on his army. And I can definitely see that armies like that with very aggressive units that act in both the shooting and fight phase being very effective against Drukhari. But you can run up, you can doom the transport, laser lance it to death, charge the unit inside and kill them, and then buff yourself up to the. I think you can get a 3+ invulnerable save in melee with protect, so that the swing back you're a little bit tougher to kill.
Sweet.
The invulnerable save in melee actually might only be the Skyrunner Conclave, if I'm remembering correctly. So it looks like we're going to be putting a player troop into the center here. We are open to an interrupt from the Drukhari, which might be a little bit rough. I think the hope is that, I guess an interrupt in the center wouldn't be the end of the world. You can maybe shoot the Racks to death, charge the Capelites. They do have 2 attacks randomly for no reason. So the interrupt's not the best thing ever to eat on those Harlequin players, but that will end up killing them. So if we can clear these Incubi, we can clear all the OBSEC on this objective, and we can clear out the middle. That does drop the Drukhari down to a 5-point turn, which I do like. We have models in the center to protect the Shadows here, so you don't necessarily have to fire and fade her if you don't want to, and you can use her Domino Shroud in case there's ever a situation in which she's in danger.
And then he's going to hop out Starweaver 3 and jump in Starweaver 2.
There's no Assassinate on the table for the Drukhari here either, so there's no real reason. You just lose the Shadow Seer's auras if she ends up dying.
Good point, well
Which
made.
means if you Domino Shroud and then run up to grab the last point on Psychic Ritual next turn, you actually just complete it. And that's a big swing for Ferris as well. So I mean, I think Ferris lost a lot of his frontline power, but I think he's playing out this mid-game pretty well. Able to sandpaper off what he can from the Drukhari army.
Yeah, he's just going to come down here.
The 3+ invulnerable is insane until you roll like those Skyweavers did last turn, where they immediately failed like 4 out of 7 or something and died. It was a little brutal.
Oh, in which case, actually, no, I'm just not going to do that then because it's totally pointless. So he's just going to stay in there, and I'm just going to leave that Starweaver over there.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, he's going to stay there. Sorry about that.
No.
Okay. there. So this guy can come here.
Don't think a 3+ invulnerable save should exist. I think that's a little extreme. I think there's situations in which it's fine.
These dudes are gonna just.
If it requires like stratagems, I think it's okay because then at least it's a
12 to
limited
there.
resource that you lose.
I'll roll an advance and I'll make a
Um,
difference. I can go an extra 4.
And I think like times have shown that like Skyweavers, even with the 3+ invulnerable save, are easy enough to kill. They're just like they're so expensive per model that having that invulnerable save is not the end of the world.
So if they go like that.
And I like my 3+ invulnerable save on zoned tropes. I think that's fine. But I do agree that like getting rid of it on Space Marine profiles for the most part was the right call. So it looks like we're going to try to knock out the Ravager with the Shadow Specters. We do still have the 1 CP Fire and Fade, as we're measuring here, available for them, so they're going to be able to pop back behind the wall there.
Cool.
We have random Starweavers shooting into the Scourges to try to kill them.
Question is, do I real fast?
Let's see what we do.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let me just check he's actually even free of this guy. Pretty sure it is. But... Yeah,
you're good.
Okay, right, so Psychics, let's do the Psychic Ritual. Okay, that goes off.
2 on the ritual so far.
Let's do Guide on the Shadow Spectres.
Yeah.
The bust on the Shadow Spectres is going to be a big deal. They're a low volume unit if they're using their focus profile.
And let's doom your Yellow Incubi.
Guide goes off. Doom on the...
Fails, I'll just re-roll with the runes. Still fails, okay. So he's out there for little benefit. I will put Protect onto the...
Spectres.
I'm going to put it on Dark Reapers.
You almost might as well smite with that guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he doesn't have smite. He looks like he's replaced
Okay,
his
so they are
Destructor.
protected. Oh, I've got a little token. No worries, so to remember that.
We'll remember.
The yellow dice of protection. So I think that's it for Psychics. Yep, so let's do some shooting. So these 3 Dark Reapers are going to shoot at the yellow Incubi.
Yeah, go for it.
With their multiple shot.
Yep.
Okay.
3s.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
my gosh.
Doom would have been handy, right?
Wow.
Doom would have been really handy. Oh dear.
Terrible shot out of the
minus how much?
the Dark Reapers
Minus
into the
3.
Incubi.
I said 5 up.
I'm not sure if that was the right call. I think this Embrace unit just kills that Incubi unit. I guess what Ferris doesn't want to do is charge in and accidentally get hit by those Tormentors, which is a possibility. It's a relatively remote one, but it's something that could happen. And clearing the Incubi squad out with the Dark Reaper shot would make it so that the players could charge into the OBSEC and kill them. But
yeah, so
looks like they will just have to go into the Incubi. Downside is that if you don't kill the OBSEC, you might not grab the objective, which would be a nightmare.
Right, 3 dead so far.
Okay, and then the...
Solar right. Yeah, go for it. I guess -1 is it for that dude? Through the trees.
Yeah. I'm just wondering whether he wants to shoot over here.
Ah.
No, yeah, he's going to shoot at the Scourges as well. Let's go to him.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Sweet. 4 ups, for what it's worth. Yeah, go away.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, boys.
So the Scourges get
Shadow
wiped by-
Spectres into the Ravager. We'll do
random
the
shooting
flat
back
3
here.
damage shot.
Here comes the
Just
Spectre
guided,
shot.
aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah,
Guided
that
on the Shadow
might be costing
Spectres, so
them, go
we're rolling hit rolls. Using the big focused gun.
for it.
Okay.
All of them hit.
Fours.
Very nice. Force to
Then
wound.
we get 1 reroll.
6 go through. 7 go through. Excellent roll.
5 ups.
Only saving on 5s here. Not enough.
That'll do it.
Kills the Ravager.
explain.
All right. Good job, Shadow Spectres. We're clearing out those long-range guns on the
I'm going to
Drukhari
spend
side.
a CP to fire and fade them.
Get those Shadow
Do I keep
Spectres
it?
back in.
Nope.
What a perfect profile
Keep
that
that
unit has to kill
5.
Drukhari models. That's actually a really big deal.
Going back. Zoop. 7 like that. Oh, have I left a couple hanging out? Yeah, I have a bit, haven't I?
Well, you can just. I mean, yeah. If you're, I suppose you're worried about getting charged. Yeah, you'd have to tuck him in.
Yeah, I think something like that. Okay, warp spiders are going to shoot the Cabalites.
Yeah. What I say? You got 4 shots.
Oh, it's 6 actually because there's 2 on the
2 on Matey Boy.
2 on
Might
the
actually
next
lightning
one, yeah.
fast them. So let's have a think about this. You've still got these Reapers have shot, haven't they? They didn't do much.
Yeah,
You've got one
they did
Reaper over
nothing.
here. It's gonna matter as Harley's gonna
I
try
know they're
to
protected.
Nah, go for it. Yeah, carry on. There's no point in
Yep.
lightning fast. Stupid. Go for it.
Good. So 3s. A reroll.
Wow.
Nice.
Will hit.
Big
and
shots
then
from the Warp
2s.
Spiders.
Whoa! I wish they were all 6s.
All of them
Uh,
would.
did
one
they get
six
the?
is-
Yeah, they get
6s
the
at minus
crazy.
4.
All right.
And
So
those are
this
just armor.
is turn 2, isn't it? So this will be a 6-up inbun.
So one goes through for the Rend.
4-ups.
The regular
Cabs
saves.
get 4s now.
So kills
Oh,
3
that's
out of the
decent.
Cabalite squad. That's
So
solid.
far.
All right.
Okay.
Very nice.
Go away.
Warp Spiders putting in the work this game.
Sorry, one more.
Okay.
Don't know what I'm doing. This guy.
Shadow Seer is going to do his hallucinogen into the near squad of racks.
Yep.
He hits. Oh, one does never
Good work.
cease.
Use your bait.
Ah, he gets it.
Don't you have to beat it? I can't remember.
Just
it's
match
no,
it.
it's equal. It's equal, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It's a
Shadow
D3
Seers.
mortals for 2.
Feel no pain. Light up. Yep. 1 drops.
Oh, and one more as well.
Why one more?
There's
Sorry.
2.
Oh, is
there's
that 2?
2.
Apologies.
Yeah, that's a D3.
Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah, I'm with you.
yeah,
Apologies.
don't worry.
Yeah. I just saw it landed. He made.
Oh, no, you're right. There's only one.
Take this guy
Phantasm Grenade Launcher actually getting some work done here.
Okay.
Or hallucinogen, excuse me. Slightly different.
So that's the shooting there. Now am I in range?
All right, well that should be
of
pretty
this guy?
pretty easy for those players to the Caress players to clear up. They
I
are
like it.
the Caresses mean that they do have the perfect
Right, just
profile to
that.
kill the Racks.
That's sad.
Strength 5 means they went on 3s. Which is solid.
Okay.
No shots from the Starweaver though, unfortunately.
So I think what we're going to do now
Okay, well, despite the fact that that Dark Reaper unit
is
totally
some
flubbed,
charging.
we are trying to come back here. Slowly but surely.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was really disappointing shooting from the Dark
Yeah,
Reapers.
it
I
was.
really needed to kill some of them, and I
Agreed.
do not fancy getting tormented today. It's not on my agenda. So, I mean, I could potentially get outside of 3 and risk it.
Yeah. I mean, bear in mind it's at the start of the fight phase, so you can pile in.
Yeah. So you'd have to roll a 9, wouldn't you, on 2 dice?
Yeah, correct.
If it doesn't happen, then I'm dead.
Yeah.
If it does happen, I might be dead anyway. So, let's do it. We'll charge the Incubi
Right.
and the Acathist.
Let's go,
Go,
Harlequin players trying to clear out the Incubi and that Acathist to knock everything on, or to
6
outnumber the
should do it.
Drukhari on objective 1. Just gonna try to get into this little
Yeah.
meaty point right here. Yeah, there we go.
Just want to make sure I'm obviously
No characters
outside
over
of
there,
the-
so there's
Yeah,
no
that's
interventions
rude, yeah.
available. Trying to stay outside of the Grizzly Trophy range
Yeah.
from the
it's
Raider.
fine.
Plenty of room. All right,
Okay.
players, let's see it.
And the other guys will just. We better do it one at a time.
Stay away from there, basically.
Yeah, thank you.
What a cool model Incubi are. I have to say, if there was one unit that I was hoping to get a nice glow up in the new Codex, it was Incubi because they are so cool. Although one thing I hate is the little ears on their helmet. What is this? What are you doing? What is this little stupid ear? Get that out of here.
Okay, 9.
All right. Charge from the players into the units on objective 3. Yeah, just going all in. Clear everybody out. Get this OBSEC garbage off of my objective, the Harlequins say. Not all the elves have ears, chat. Look at these warp spiders. They don't have ears on their helmet. They do have earphones, but that's reasonable. These racks don't have ears. Not even these Harlequins have ears on their helmets. Or on their masks, their hoods, I guess. What is that? A cowl?
Okay, I think that's it for charging.
Balaclava?
Cool. Let's do that tormentor
It's
thing.
literally just the incubi.
Yeah, all done.
Yep.
Alright, let's see if I get lucky.
Tormentor
This
does
time.
not go off.
Close
Misses
one.
it by
Very close.
1.
Okay, well, I'm obviously activating over here. I'm going to
We're holding the
spend
baby.
2 CP to +1 to wound.
I'm going to +1 to win against
see if I
infantry.
keep it.
So you're going to be winning on 3s
not.
with those
So
embraces at
I'm
AP3.
going to do...
Perfect profile to knock up against the invulnerable save.
So hang on a second, let's got to be careful here of what pile-in stuff.
Yeah, I understand the egg-shaped heads, helmets, chat. The
So
the
9
cone heads
there,
I'm
it's
okay
8,
with.
9 there,
but
so
I
think
don't
he's
like the
okay, he
dumb
can go where he
ears.
wants. So he's going to come over to
I
this
think they look silly.
chap here. And then guy's just going to move in a bit. This guy's going to come over here. And then this guy is going to come here. So we'll put 1 guy into the Acatist and then 4 into the Incubis.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll
So
lightning fast the incubi just to try and keep him alive. So -1 to hit on the incubi.
makes sense. So we've got 25 attacks.
All right,
so
Harlequin.
20 into the
Troopers.
Incubi. So hitting on 4s.
What do we got?
Ooh, that's decent.
And then-
Only
lightning
8 hits. Winning
Winning on
on 3s.
2s. Yep.
Lucky
Twos,
I did
excuse
spend
me.
no
'cause they're
CP.
straightforward.
-3.
Woo!
fast. 6
All of them
is-
go through. No
That's a
saves.
brown bread.
Wipes the incubi
Okay, and then
squad. All right, so at least these players are getting work done in addition to grabbing
The
this
1
objective.
guy on the Acatist.
Assuming that they don't lose any models, that will take the objective away, regardless of whether or not they kill the Acathist.
Oh, no wounds.
Oh, but it fails
So
the
he
wound
lives.
even with the +1. Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna
If you
go
lose
into you at all, so I'm just gonna stay there.
2 models
And
on
then
the
do you wanna
swing back, you
interrupt?
do lose the objective, which
Do I?
is possible, if
5
unlikely.
attacks hitting with 3s. Yeah.
Pollution? What colors are my nits?
No, I won't bother. Go for it.
Nope.
They are green and
So
white.
I'm gonna do
Let's see. I got one right here from on my painting table. Here's
2
my swarm lord.
guys into the
Let's see.
Cabalite,
He's got magnetized arms.
2
so he
guys
can wave
into
his
the
swords.
racks, and 1 guy into the lone
The lone
Acathist.
Acathist. Yeah.
Yeah, so the lone Acathist.
There's my swarm lord.
Take one for the team, son. You can do it.
All hit.
3's the wound, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
that
chat.
many wounds, -2.
Appreciate it.
6 up and 9. And 5 up and 9. Brown bread.
Okay.
So clearing out the
And-
obsec on objective 3 as well.
2
Now we are
on
down to
the,
only 2 units of
the other
players
racks.
remaining after this fight. I almost wonder if you just leave a couple models on this objective to
5s.
clear out these
For them, I
these
think.
players, and you just pile the
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
back in this raider and shoot it off into the Aeldari deployment zone. I think that might be what we're looking at happening
Attacks
here.
onto the Cavalites.
Magnetize my high tyrant, but too strong enough magnets so the wings stay on. Yeah, chat.
Ooh, only 2.
I feel
Oh,
that.
that's
I tried to
fucking low.
magnetize my the wings on my
Minus
hive
2.
tyrants as well, and I literally none of the magnets I have are strong enough, so they're just glued on. Which, in fairness,
Okay, so I think that's it.
in fairness,
you can
is
think about your
mostly
Acathist
how you play hive
over here.
tyrants anyway. So it was okay.
Uh,
I would, if I were to play foot hive tyrants, I have some models. I think I converted one up, a foot hive tyrant out of a Carnifex. If you reverse the Carnifex body, it looks like a hive tyrant. but I also looks like the Akathis is just flubbing here.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Eddie Morale,
yeah, I would maybe just get a new Hive Tyrant if I were to play a foot one.
How did you do on points?
Very little impetus to play foot Hive Tyrants right now.
Priority,
3
good domination.
domination, 3
Yeah.
priority,
Yeah.
and then you get 5, I think, right?
Yeah, because you've grabbed this one off me. Yeah, that's good work.
All right, so I think that was despite
Right.
the fact that the Dark Reapers
So-
failed that turn, that was unequivocally a good turn for Ferris, dropping his opponent down to 5 primary and grabbing himself some delicious secondary points. He has to worry about the Shadowseer a little bit. I wonder if top of the shooting phase we just see the Shadowseer run away. With the Domino Shroud, I have to imagine that that's what happens here to keep it safe. And then, like I said before, I think we have to see an aggressive play out of the Drukhari. Yeah, here come the Hellions. Gonna run into Objective 3, clear everything in there out.
What have you got?
Gonna
You've got-
continue hammering with the Reapers from the back.
Oh, a lot.
in here. Star Weaver 3, how far he's in? This one.
Star Weaver 3 is empty.
Yeah,
No,
we're
Star Weaver 3's got
only
blue
down
Fangmaster
to
in. Star Weaver
Harlequin
2's got
Troopers
5
in
blades
on
and Star
the Starweaver on Objective 5. That's the only unit that has troops remaining.
Yeah, Fangmaster's going to cause carnage. But it is what it is.
So there's very little that can, without committing the Shadowseer to Twilight Pathway something, there's very little remaining that can fight over Objective 1. So it may just be that the Drukhari can clear the remaining Harlequin Troopers off there and then leave something behind to hold it. Hellions moving up to fight over Objective 3. This should be an easy pickup for them. The Shadow Spectres are going to do a number on the Hellion unit, especially with the support of the Psychers.
What are you going to do?
But I think that's just what we got to do.
Get involved with the Shadowseer. That's not bad idea.
I wonder if there's an argument to be made. I guess it would be difficult to keep the Hellions safe from the Shadow Spectres this turn. Ferris is running low on CP,
Yeah.
although he does have enough CP for a couple more activations of Fire and Fade. I wonder if there's an argument to be made to Fire and Fade your own Hellion unit and just use them to shoot and then commit the Reavers instead up to the middle.
Get a hold of these Shadowseer.
Leave them alone.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Some heroic charge from these guys. So do you think these guys are chargeable or not? Maybe not actually. Built quite a long way away through this wall. No, I think
Yeah,
it's safe,
that was
though.
certainly what I
think
was
it's still
trying.
safe.
I
No,
was
think
trying
so.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, this being bound around 3, I think we are blank on reserves for the Drukhari. Yeah.
Decisions. I mean, you've got the CPs to fall back and shoot anyway, right? Even if I did charge you. Plenty.
Game's going to come down to it, but it does kind of feel like Ferris is a little bit in the driver's seat here. The Drukhari player, his conservative play has sort of put him on the back foot. And it's an interesting sort of non-standard version of Drukhari that uses so many ranged attacks to give itself a little bit of a backline pressure. It seems good, but especially going first into a mission with 5 objectives that you can relatively reliably hold 3 on. It almost it definitely feels like a higher incidence of aggressive units certainly would have helped the Drukhari player.
So for that reason, I'll advance the squad behind the ruins. Okay, going 14.
Big 6 on the Witch squad. They're going to be pushing up to Objective 3 as well. Looks like that's what we're going to be aiming for. Witches can probably knock out the Harlequin troop by themselves. That would give the Hellions nothing much to do. The other big downside of the Hellion squads, and one reason that a lot of players have shied away from them, is that the physical models are so large that it's actually very difficult to hide them. So even if you consider, you know, you have a little bit of a shadow zone in this area, you can maybe keep this and this safe from the Shadow Specters. You can't physically fit the dimensions of this unit inside that space because their blades and their spears are going to be, or their glaives, excuse me, are going to be hanging out the sides. It's very difficult to squeeze them into that area.
So long as his back is somewhere in this sort of vicinity.
You might be able to hide them here, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think a lot of times you see units of 10 Hellions because they're a little bit easier to hide. The 14 is a big one. It does give you better use of eviscerating flyby, but again, it is tougher to.
As long as you're happy. Yeah, I won't move it.
Yeah, carry on thinking. You know,
I'll carry on thinking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, no
Tougher
worries.
to keep that unit safe.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Yeah, not at all. Don't worry about it.
I hit start again.
Do you want to get rid of this shadow? Don't like him. But the chances of me doing it with these guys is low. Having said that, I think they need to get moving. 26-inch on these guys. Three, I'll do it one by one. Because the back guy could get to where? Here-ish. No. Okay. I've got to leave something on this objective. Be foolish not to. No. Some range here.
Black-green, personally like Hellion squads in 10 and no more. Hang back with the museum as a counterpunch. Yeah, I think that's typically how they're used. You sort of front load with the Raiders, and then you use the Hellions as like, at least in the games where I've seen them used most effectively, the Hellions are sort of they're almost a problem solver more than like an aggressive unit. Like you use them to they kind of hang out around the mid board. You know, you would move them into like this area to keep them safe. You'd move them into like this area, and then because they go like 20 inches, they can target out specific units in your opponent's side of the table that you want to hit with them. I think that's the best way to use Hellions that I've seen. I've seen some games where they've been incredibly effective doing using that playstyle. But yeah, definitely units of 10 feels optimal to me. The big 20s I think is too big, or the 14 in this case.
Okay, and then over here, I don't really know what to do.
So we did commit in with the Reavers as well. So it looks like we're gonna. This is a big committal into objective 3. Wonder if the Reavers are looking to pick up that Shadow Seer. The Domino Shroud's gonna make that impossible.
Tell you what, shall I place them? Make more sense.
That just allows the Shadow Seer to teleport at the end of any phase.
Play out.
So end of movement, Shadow Seer is just gonna pop out. Incubi are gonna bail out of the transport on objective 1. Interesting. I guess that's the unit that we're gonna leave behind to clear out these Harlequin players.
But only one Tormentor.
I think we want to put some models into the Raider and just run the Raider up.
So
you have to put this pressure on objective 4.
3 inches away from here. Thanks for that. I think that's okay. Okay. Then advance. I'm getting lucky on these advance rolls. So 12 inches.
I'm going to get you to start rolling my advances.
Just have to get stuck in here, I think. It's just no question, really.
Well, big advance roll out of the Incubi. Does give them the opportunity to get into this Farseer. Uh-oh.
Get the Archon out as well.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Archon is disembarking.
I want to just toss him in there. I think I do. So, same thing.
So this is, I believe, yeah, this is the Smash Archon. He has Eternal Hatred for the full reroll to hit and wound. He's a Master Archon, so he can fight twice, and he's a Jin Blade, so he can swing
massive numbers
with that flat 3 damage.
So he's going 12.
Pretty good. Good stuff. And here he comes. So yeah, it looks like might be going in to try to clean out that Star Weaver.
Like that. So this is now empty.
Unless he's trying to go for a charge on those Dark Reapers. That is a long charge, but there's not much that threatens him.
What to do with you?
If he fails. He's actually in sort of a safe place right there, actually. Raider's going to move up to character protect him. Okay, so he's lookout surd right now.
Good terrain, isn't it? So, do 10 inches to there.
Thanks for the follows, everybody. I appreciate it.
Kill 1 or 2 of these guys. It'd be helpful.
Orochi, if a unit is 7.5 inches away from a charging unit and the attacker rolls a 7, do they make the charge? Yeah, assuming that you can, with a 7-inch move, get within an inch, then yes.
So,
yeah, you have 1 inch leeway because of your engagement range.
Troopers. So I'll just drop it a little bit. But keep it on the objective for what it's worth. Fine. Whack at them. Drazar will advance. Going 10. Going to be there. You might as well be objective as well. These witches are going to have to do the action, so we'll go this way. Stay on the objective. And they'll do the midboard scramblers.
Okay, so there's scramblers deployed
And
for the
then it's
Drukhari.
Succubus.
And we're going to try to clear out the players, I guess, between the Succubus and Drazhar.
Still got my Akathist in there.
That should be enough to clear them, for sure.
I'm going to fall him back. You can shoot me with pistols. Would you care? Yeah, okay, I'll fall in
I
back.
guess the one
Would you like to
thing
do anything
is
harder than
if you
nasty?
Twilight Encore here, I guess that does make
I
things
guess
awkward.
I mean, he is obsec. It's not completely worth
Yeah. No, let's see where you go.
it. Well, I can't get out of shooting range. I really just wanted so I can have a pot shot at you. Really. So I probably just like hop over there.
Yeah, that might be a Twilight Encore. Uh-oh.
Would I maybe come around
Did
here?
we walk into this?
Try and make this a slightly harder to shoot at.
Could stop the Raider from shooting and to make
Something
that
like
unit immune to shooting?
Would you like to hop on me?
I don't know if that's worth it, though. The unit's probably dead anyway.
Well, I'm
You
thinking
just stop the Raider
about
start to the shot.
if I want to consolidate, chase you, you know.
Oh, you got that thing. Yeah, clever.
But if I go into your witch cults, they're just going to strike first anyway. But I guess I could potentially stop your action, actually.
Stop my action, right? That's the thing.
Well, I've got to go to the closest, haven't I? Hang on, stick the time on me because I'm.
Yeah.
So with it, I've got to go to the closest. So I could go into her, and then I might be able to get to her and actually gauge those two as well.
Possible.
But you fight first anyway, though, don't you? Because your cult will strive.
Well, correct. Yeah.
So
that's
it would be
true.
charges, and then your. So I don't think I really gain anything apart from spending a CP.
No. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Just doesn't quite work.
in this
Yeah, if you could have got into
instance-
those witches, then maybe.
I could, if you weren't cult with strife.
Just engaging the witches isn't enough to prevent the action. Swinging in melee doesn't stop an action, but I think what we're looking for is trying to get the players into the witches and then attack them, which would have potentially stopped the scrambler. The downside, that's because if you being the non-active player, you fight first in the non-charging section of the fight phase. So the thought here was that if the Harlequin units moved up and engaged these units so that they could not charge, the Harlequins would fight first and have a chance to kill the succubus and the witches and prevent that deploy scramblers from activating. But Cult of Strife is really good, and it lets you fight first. So they fight during the charge step of the fight phase, regardless of the fact that they didn't charge. So they would fight before the players and probably just kill them. So you're just scoring a CP. Engaging the witches doesn't automatically block the action unless you kill them. The only way to stop an action is just to make it dead, or make the unit perform a regular move, essentially. Or a ranged attack.
There's a lot of things running at you.
There's danger. Danger is imminent, which I don't like. I think it's just going to have to be over here.
Action started at the end of the movement phase, so they couldn't do it.
Oh, my monster's just turned itself off. There we
Yeah,
go.
you could prevent them from starting the action.
Unless I go into this Star Weaver, but.
Yeah,
So what have you got in the way of guns?
that
You've
unit
got
would
the
be ineligible
dark
to be
plants that can see
selected
it.
to do the action.
I've got these Hellions, can put some poison into it with a strat to wound on fours. Got half
Yeah.
a chance. Not all of them, some of them.
Yeah,
I've
no, I
got
think
this,
she's
this
just,
Reaper over here is designed to shoot at that as well.
She's going to come down over here behind this.
Yeah, sensible.
I think they're safe-ish.
Buzzed off.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can charge it there.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Back to you, my friends.
Yeah, nice one. Good move. Okay, let's do some shooting. So let's do this Reaper then over here, shooting into this Star Weaver, the one next to the
Okay.
lady.
So it's what?
you
It's,
will
don't forget the. I guess you're within 30. aren't
That's a really
Yeah.
good point. I hadn't thought
Yeah.
about that, so I got lucky. Yeah, he will enhance. How many shots?
So Domino Shroud activated.
That's nice.
you? 5 chances to
Yeah.
burn yourself.
So jump to the back there. So
Oh yeah, he's going to take.
she'll be able to grab that
hit on
ritual
fours.
next turn.
Yeah, so I take these 3 morals.
This Reaper
3 of them.
annihilating itself
2,
for
6.
ah.
Shit. That wasn't what I meant to do. Sorry, it's going to copy this.
Disappeared into the void.
Jim deleting his own models.
He's down to 6. Perish. Alright, that's 6. And then I had 2 hits.
to hit
He's
Wing on
manually
twos.
editing the tooltip. That's not what you're supposed to do.
So you get your inbounds.
Okay.
Good
Yep,
work.
Good.
So let's do this Reaper here, the next Reaper. Shooting into this Star Weaver because I think
Okay.
that are the good targets. Heal enhance. Shots. CP reroll that. Where my CPs are. Here. Three.
Okay. I'll see if I steal your CP.
Oh yeah, go for it. Hitting on fours.
I do. 3.
I didn't blow myself up, but I only hit you once.
Okay.
Swing. Yep, another inbound. They are hot. Right, that's the Reaper's done. So let's do this Raider shooting his Lance into the Shadow Spectres and his Phantasm Launcher into the players behind him.
Okay.
So
So -1 on the Shadow Spectres.
yeah, so hitting on fours. Come on. And the reroll. Nope. And then D3 shots into the players. 2. These hit on 3s. So 2 chances against leadership. I should be within 3. I may have buggered it up actually. I think I just about got away with it. So yeah, 2 against leadership 6. I need 7s to do mortals. So 1 mortal wound. 2 mortal wounds.
Raider going ham on the player
Okay,
troop
okay.
over here.
Players.
Kills 2 of them. Certainly make
He's
the character's
done.
job easier.
Hellions. Let's see how many of them actually have range to this. Oh, it's -6, isn't it? So actually, probably not many.
Yeah.
Yeah, bugger all. Let's just put everything into the players.
Yeah, I wonder if the plan here.
Yes, why not?
I guess
I can charge
the
the
warp
spiders
spiders
in
can
a
just
second.
teleport themselves out
You haven't got
of
something with spiders that
melee.
like, run
There's
away
no
if I
real
charge
sense
you.
in
It's
wrapping
not
them
No,
or anything.
afraid not. Only the -1 to hit thing.
So you can.
So there'll be 28 shots at -1 because I advanced into your players.
You could just blitz into the warp spiders. I guess we're going into the players though.
Yeah, not
It's awkward if you kill the players because I
This
think you
never does
remove a lot of
anything,
the good charge targets here.
Rubbish.
I think the best
Weird.
place for the Drukhari models to be is behind this crate, and
6 whole wounds.
charging the players is how you get.
And
there.
sorry, where was this?
This is the Hellions into the players. In the
This is the
double
place. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
6 wounds onto the 4+ invuln. Should only lose 3 here. Looks like 2 go
Two
down.
done.
2 of them. Good work, lads. That's done. That's
Too
done.
much, too much.
They can't shoot.
I think it's sort of endlessly funny that the
Can't shoot 'cause he
the
advanced.
bikes have
So I
splinter
think that's it for
rifle
shooting, actually.
mounted on them instead of the pods that the
salts.
Hellions do, despite the fact
Let's
that the bikes advance
do-
farther than the Hellions do.
The Hellions into
You kind of you want to be advancing
both
the
the
bikes as
players
often as
and the
possible. But
spiders.
they,
Okay.
don't do that.
any Overwatch?
Nope.
12. You get +1 from Strife.
So the big charge here is going to be the
6,
Incubi,
7.
I think, into maybe the Farseer. Although it may be that we just charge onto the Star Weaver and try to put 3 models onto this objective to contest.
Yeah, the colliders on these models are terrible, aren't they?
It's rotten, yeah. Oh, there's a Cabalite floating in the air there, which is putting me off. it was a Harlequin, and it isn't.
Yeah, I think that's the TTS bug. It's because James is unfortunately deleting his models, which is you're not supposed to do. Opens up some bugs. There's some lagging in from the battle scribe with TTS that happens, and then also it often spawns models like a phantom models in the center. We can't see them on our side, fortunately, but that might be annoying for the players. If you do get those phantom models in the center chat, after deleting models, you can gizmo tool them to move them. So you can use the tool to like just shunt them below the table, and then you don't have to deal with them sort of hovering there annoyingly.
It's going to be hard to get everybody fighting, to be honest. Let's have a look. Where are we here? I want to get into these guys. Take all your time.
Yeah,
Fiddling
just also
around
don't delete
movement
models for
and
sure.
Okay, let's put the Reavers into poo.
Black-green not digging the Dark Technomancer Reapers. The Ravager's
Into
more
the
reliable
players.
anti-take if you want blasters,
make
melee
sure.
units that wound
The
better.
ones next to
Yeah,
them.
I'm also not loving the
Behind.
Reapers. I mean, I think Drukhari for the most part, you get your anti-tank out of the Trueborn units and the and your Raiders, and you just put a billion Raiders on the table, and that's where your Dark Lances come from. And then the rest of your list
Let's
is
do
all
the fun
melee.
stuff. Incubi.
This sort of
What do you think,
hybrid,
guys?
kind of
What do you reckon?
mid-range
Right.
Drukhari list, I don't think is the direction. I think it's
Get into
aggro or
into
nothing for
your
the most part.
fast here is what, 6, do you think? Kind of hard. With it.
Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah. Well, you need to.
I need to finish slightly to the
Yeah.
left over here.
So
I still think a 6 gets me to there relatively. Maybe not actually.
okay, basically there.
Tell you
Oh,
what, why not?
chat.
I'm gonna
Roll it.
give
Roll it.
I'm
See what
gonna
you
give
get.
it a go. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think
I'll
it's
do
6.
that
Might be a
and
7.
and the Star Weaver. I think.
And a star. Okay.
Let's see how we go. Come on, boys, don't let me down. That'll do.
That should do it.
That should do. Guy in this hole. Settle. Ugh.
There you go. Don't worry too. Yeah, let me do it for you.
Thank you. It's
There you
just bait. Okay.
So the Incubi do get onto the objective. That's a really big deal. Probably lose
Oh yeah, because
the
you're 6, aren't you?
Farseer
Yeah,
here,
correct.
and then also contest that objective.
Great for killing. Bad for coherency.
So that is going to drop Ferris down to a 5-point primary turn as well.
I think.
And
Yeah, you should be good. He's
the Drukhari
into, I
steamroller
think,
gets
yeah.
going. Just
Oh,
endless
come
amounts
on.
of obnoxious, aggressive melee units
Probably
in your
quite a long
face.
charge to get to those Reapers. Arkham will go into the Star Weaver, I guess. Do that. Just the Weaver. Gets 7.
Archon going into
Yeah,
the
too
Star
much
Weaver. He
bother.
should be able to knock that out with
Yep.
the with his melee
would have failed on
profile,
the Dark
and it may
Reapers
be
app,
that
so-
he can try to grab the Reapers with a pile-in. So if the
Okay,
Incubi
and then back over with
go
your players, the
Mhm.
Succubus.
and kill this guy, and the Archon can
got
pile
some
into
pistols. The
here and
Succubus will
kill
charge him.
this, should be
really-
able to
No, Overwatch,
grab
I believe
the
Nope.
Reapers with a pile-in.
I really hope that she does actually kill them. That would be helpful.
I think that, yeah, that looks right to me.
Interrupt. Do I care about interrupt? I suppose I probably do. So Draz will go into them as well, just to try and hopefully torment them.
And this is the point where it gets difficult to respond to the Drukhari army because their units are individually relatively fragile, but they have so many of them. It's
Okay.
tough to punch
these
through,
witches here.
especially if these Reapers
Probably
get
left myself a
engaged.
charge option, so I can have to
You'd have
stay
to
there.
then spend the 2
Annoying me.
CP to fall back and shoot.
All right, cool. Let's do some tormentors. So let's do the
James, a little low on
tormentors
time
next
as
to the
well.
Farseer into the Farseer.
Okay,
like to see
leadership
anything.
is 9.
Yeah, let's give it a go. Nope. Let's do the Draz's tormentors into your players. Leadership 6.
I think I might be outside of the 3 now.
Oh, I rolled
Because of
terribly.
the
Anyway. I rolled a
casualties.
4.
Okay,
I rolled a
cool.
4. Oh, you took casualty away. Yes, fair play. So nothing else. So you are going to get to interrupt. So on that basis, what am I going to do first? Probably going to do 3 players left over here. Yeah,
Yep.
It is what it is. I'll do the Succubus into the players on over here.
Okay.
You'll have 10 attacks. Although you could bounce your Harleys out. You haven't got CP. Oh, you got 4 CPs, so you could.
Got 4 now, yeah.
Nonetheless, I've got the spiders, haven't I? Yeah, okay. I'll still do the Succubus. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 6 is to the Immortals. Hopefully she gets a couple. Rub these guys out. Pop it. Yeah.
That's them.
Nice.
Nice.
Bled.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I am going to interrupt.
Players.
So do your consolidate thing. Let's see
Now, who's the interrupt
if I
here?
keep the
from?
CP. I do.
Very
Whee!
nice.
Hey,
Very nice.
player of the
So I will
Twilight grabbing
fight
3
the-
CP back this turn.
I guess I fight the. Oh, put it on my time.
Oh yeah, shit.
You're running low.
I am running.
They're toughness 4, both of them, yeah?
No, the bikes are 5. The Hellions are
The
4.
bikes are 5. Okay, well, that means I'll do the Hellions then.
Yep.
So we 12 attacks.
So Caresses, looks like, going to be going into the Hellions.
Hit on 3s.
Decent hit roll.
And then we did it on 3s. Come on.
Bad wound roll,
Okay,
though,
that's not
unfortunately.
Lots of AP, I'm assuming.
2.
With all the CP regenerated,
So
you get plus 1 to wound here, I think.
Yeah, so
Kills
it kills
1
2.
Hellion.
Go down.
And then I will spend another 2
2
to bounce out.
Bounce out of there, baby.
See if I keep that.
2 Hellions.
No, I don't. Okay. So I'm down to 2. Shoot.
Cool. So I'll do the Hellions. Let me put it back on my time.
And there is the curtain
you need to
fall.
click
So
it
that
too.
will keep that player troop alive, and this is a great move from Ferris. Dropping them onto objective 4. So they are going to
Cool.
obsec
Over
that
to you.
objective back away, so Ferris will grab his
Hellions
10 points this
We'll go
turn.
next then. So
Awesome move.
yeah, we'll pop back in. Do you want? Yeah, I probably should roll it right because it takes time. So
No, don't worry. You're fine. I'll take him.
All right.
Yeah. You're running low. I don't want to.
I'll pop the strat to give them a 4-up in button. So they are down to 8, but they have the 4-up in button, and then they get 3. So I'll just who's closest out of the players. So I will just forward. Slide this way a bit. Cool. I'll activate the bikes. Can't find anybody, but they can at least move. Where do I want them?
So there's a pile in and consolidate from the bikes.
Here-ish, I guess. Activate Draz. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Hellion wants to join the biker gang.
It does. And then I think over to the Incubi into the Farseer.
Yep.
All right, Incubi.
So
What
Just
do
stay
you
where they
got?
are, I guess. So yeah, so 4 including the Clayvex. I don't know what the Clayvex is. Clayvex is here. 4 including the Clayvex into the Farseer and the other guys into the Starweaver.
So we're just hoping
So
for
again,
this
they'll
rune
use
armor
their-
to
You
hold
might need
up.
to move.
Oh,
this
he might
guy.
not be within half.
Yeah,
Plus
if you
one
pop
was
him,
it.
you can you fit the other side of the wall?
I don't think I can, to be honest.
How
That's
many
fine, we'll just
tournament
wait for
ready
it.
models do I
It
own?
is what it is. You're well positioned. So
Do you
yeah, so
mean
4
like-
into the Farseer.
Do you mean like painted for a tournament? I don't know. A couple hundred?
13. Hitting on 2s. And wounding on
Nice.
2s. Need that for the wound rate.
There you go.
Ooh,
So those are damage 3, these are damage 2.
big wound roll
6 is
from
damage.
the Incubi.
I think he might be dead.
It does feel that way.
Yeah, 4
Yeah,
goes
he's
through in
dead.
the first swing.
He's going to get occupied.
Yeah.
And then the 3 into the
GG, buddy.
wound,
Now, that is a big swing. That guy does do a pretty immense amount of damage with smites if he gets going.
and these are your
And
toughness
of course,
5, aren't
the
you?
debuffs
So
are super important.
Yeah.
So
well,
now we're just
2
down to
2 and 3 damage each.
to the Jinx guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you? Mix them.
Do the Archon into that. That's
James, I think feeling the time crunch a little bit here.
2s, re-rolling.
Would love to see a pile in consolidate
And
on this
wounding
guy.
on 5s, re-rolling. So -3. So
Only
just
3 wounds on the Starweaver might not kill it. Does
Okay,
it
can we
kill
finish?
it? Oh,
Sorry,
man.
okay. Do-
Well, never mind. I guess it really didn't
over
matter.
to me.
Yeah, I think so.
So the Starweaver will hit the Incubi, I guess.
I almost feel like you want to hit the Archon.
Hit.
See if we can get one through the Shadow Field. Just the one wound on the
2
Incubi.
wounds. One at
Well,
minus
oh, you're not
3.
6, are you?
Oh no, he's strength 5, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, apologies. Yeah, just one.
-3 though. Did you say?
Oh no, it's no minus. I'm
If
thinking-
Yeah, minus
your
one. Yeah,
LFS is an
No
indicator,
worries.
most Warhammer players own a lot more models than they have ready for play.
I think that's us, right?
Yep, I think so.
I'm not sure what LFS means.
So you got domination, you got priority.
Yeah, I have.
Yep.
Most of my
you got full
unpainted
scrambles
models
as well, right?
are
Yeah.
other games right now.
Okay. So
I have a lot of MCP I bought over quarantine that I didn't paint. I ended up painting other stuff instead. But I don't know. Across all games, I have a ton of painted models. I have a lot of MCP. I have a lot of Lord of the Rings. I have a lot of Star Wars Legion. I have at least a whole army for Star Wars Legion.
To kill them.
I got a bunch of X-Wing I can't use anymore because it's all old edition.
Kill these as well.
What is MCP? Marvel Crisis Protocol. It's the Marvel miniatures game. It's actually, I think...
Have we got the 6 inches from the middle thing on here? Show area denial. Does that do it? Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think it's...
Got my shadows
it's probably the best...
For a CP.
Sort of large scale, I guess, widely played miniature game on the market.
So we'll do that. So I think they're just about gets me in.
Sorry.
All of the AMG games, now that they took over the Star Wars license, all of the AMG games
Yeah, I did. So I kept
sort of
CP
solidly.
Oh,
and
you kept it. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah,
just
you did
super
say that.
classy.
You did say
They're
that.
all
Yeah,
super
that's
good.
right.
see if I keep it for the auto advance.
So we use the
I do. Oh, that's good.
strat to
Very good.
Jesus, this player of the
Playing
Twilight
battle round?
going
Oh no, you don't care about that, do you?
freaking
You
just
don't
get
care
as many as
about
you
that.
like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go
4
there.
CP back from Player of the Twilight so far. That's wild. Helps to roll ones sometimes, I guess. So Shadowseer auto-advancing to the center of the table. So that will complete the Psychic Ritual for Ferris. He does need to find a way to grab a third objective. These witches not being able to get in with their charge does mean that there is the potential for this player troop to get in and charge something. Maybe just charge the witches and clear them and grab objective 3 to grab that domination. We do have to do something to kill the incubi.
8.
Yeah, here they come. I imagine that's what the Shadow Specters are going to be there for. But unfortunately for the Aeldari, they don't have a ton of extraneous attacks to deal with those units.
This Star Weaver's going to fall back.
I have to say, really impressed with Ferris's play so far. I think the Drukhari have been a little bit too cagey.
To here.
They may still be fine if they can push this Hellion unit. It does have the 4+ invulnerable save now from killing a unit. If they can just push it directly like across these 2 objectives and just kill everything, then I think they're going to be in an okay spot. But Ferris is certainly, playing out of his mind right now to try to get around that. He's also, he's up 20 minutes on his opponent on time as well.
Here, really.
So looking pretty good in that front too. What are my thoughts on Warlord traits for the Archon? Torn between the Fight last one and the CP regen. Regen is nice, but it doesn't work in the transports. Yeah, I think Fight last is the way to go. You generally sort of keep that guy as a to neutralize like powerful enemy melee units, and I think that's really where it's at. You also have so many CP in a Drukhari army, I don't think you typically need CP regen. Like, they don't have, outside of like the Cult of Strife strats, they don't have a lot of strats that they're really relying on, like super hardcore. You like Fire and Fade the Troopborn unit, I guess, and I mean that's mostly it. You lightning fast something every turn. But you start with 14 CP if you're running triple patrol, which you should be, which is fine. I mean, you're running usually 18 to 20 CP throughout the game, and that should be enough. So and fight last sometimes just like sinks whole matchups. So I think the fight last is really good.
Okay, let's get the Fangmaster is going to come out. He's going to advance 4. So he can go 14 inches in total out of here.
Well, chat, if you're in pod 23 right now,
something like.
prepare for
You going there?
a mission.
Am I an inch away?
Yeah, good enough.
Nice little pocket.
Or 24.
So you've got enough CP to overwatch me, so that might not be such the best idea. It might be better to come round and limit how many can see. So if he comes tucked down there,
Yeah. I think at that point you're probably talking like maybe 5
2,
consumed.
3, 4, and they've got 2 shots each.
2 shots each.
Yeah, I think I'm have to take that. And the Shadow Spectres. It's not actually so safe behind this lovely little wall anymore. So I think I'm gonna come out like this.
Shadow Spectre's coming out. We do have the Strength 5 Flamer profile might be okay into the Hellions. Now that Guide's off the table, lightning fast reactions can really nerf their focused shot. So I think they just try to Flamer the unit down. Their dispersed attack is not blast, right? Should hope so.
Got this little murder ball coming up over here, which I'm not terribly fond of.
Oh, I apologize, chat. It's not a Flamer. I thought it was. That's my bad. That's just it's a 18-inch blast weapon. So yeah, you definitely blast that unit, I think, because you max shots against it, because it's over 10. So you just fire like just 60 shots. Okay, that's a profile. Good stuff.
I think he comes over here. Can I get? He's going to come at it. Got still cap. And this guy's going to come over here. Like this. Oh, he's got a 2-up inbound, hasn't he, the Archon?
Till he fails it, yeah.
Okay, this guy's just going to come down. 6.
The shoal of Star Weavers descending on Objective 4. Gonna see if we can clear out Incubi with
okay,
the
they're going to stay
shuriken
there.
shots. Unfortunately, this guy behind the wall is going to make things interesting.
Comes in here.
Because he's going to take a 2+ save against a lot of those. But maybe we can clear them out with the Dark Reapers.
Okay, so Psychics.
Where's the Smash Master, by the way?
Do my last Psychic Ritual.
We still have that guy.
Got that.
Wait, where is he?
Very good.
Gonna jinx the Hellions.
Oh, he ran into the middle.
Yeah,
Okay, so he's going to try to kill the Hellions. Jinx on the Hellions. This is a big one. Doesn't
Fails. Don't think it's worth CP. So that's okay. Then we're going to do some shooting. So let's start off with these 3 Dark Reapers. See if they can do any better killing these Incubi.
All right, Dark Reapers, let's do it.
And
Try
they're
again.
Blow up an
the
Incubi
last
unit.
lot.
And 3. Nice. Oh shit, sorry, get reroll.
Yep.
We turn 3, aren't we? So still 6 ups. Oh, -2. Sorry, so 3 go down. Yeah.
Yep.
3 dead to the first Dark Reaper shot.
Okay. Then we'll do some. Right, this guy fell back, so he can't shoot. No, it was this guy on it. One of them. It was this guy.
Yeah.
So we've got. We'll do this guy. His shuriken cannon into the incubi.
Yep.
He advanced, so 3 misses. So 2.
3 ups. Okay.
And then the other Star Weaver who can shoot. He might be better off. We'll do these shuriken pistols into the
Looks
witches.
exposed. Yeah, I mean, the issue is that the shadow field really makes him an unappetizing target because the Eldar are so limited in the amount, like in their firepower right now. You know, they really only have these Star Weavers to shoot with and the Shadow Spectre unit, and that's about it. And you don't really have the extra attacks that you need to knock that dude out. So I think he's gonna get to live to fight another day. You have to kill these incubi right now because they're on the objective. There's also the chance that they just torment or something really important, and that's a mess.
6s. Nice try, ladies. These guys are all suck.
So Witch is getting cleared out as well. This does feel like maybe a little bit of an
We'll shoot the twin shuriken catapult from the
onto the Hellions. We're gonna super duper
Warlock
kill a
into the
billion
incubi.
Hellions. We have the fusion, the Smash Master, as well as potentially the Shadow Spectre shots.
Here we go, one of them for crafters. So 1 at -3, and then
yeah, 6 up save.
Oh, excuse me, chat. I
wound.
apologize.
And then these 3 ups. So I'll put the wound on the Clavex.
Yep. Okay. We better shoot this other Dark Reaper at them as well.
Yep.
So we'll do him with
This unit soaking all of the Shuriken
It is
attacks,
3
as well
shots.
as both Dark Reaper units. Just a slightly annoying profile to kill with that 3+ save.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, -2.
All right, guys. What do you got in you? You got 2 saves in you. Jesus. These 5-ups going ham. Yikes. Yikes, spikes.
The Shadow Seer's grenade thing
Ritual
into the incubi.
Right? We can check that at the end of the turn.
Misses because he advanced, but he's got once a game reroll for his Warlord trait.
Rogue
so
Trader
I'll do it
13,
now.
how's it going? Thanks for hanging
Still
out.
misses.
Black Green, ducked out for a bit. What happened to the players on
and then I
Objective
think we're
4?
onto The Shadow Spectres.
So they had curtain falled back to
Oh,
Objective
anything
4 at the
'cause
end
it's a
of
psychic action. It's
James'
just
turn.
apart from psychic.
and
Yeah,
then they moved back up over here to
No.
fight these witches, I think.
So I think we're gonna do 6 into the Hellions,
I'll like
3
it.
into the bikes. No, we're gonna do 3 into the bikes, 3 into the incubi, and then 4 into the Hellions.
All right,
Cool.
here we go.
Lightning fast on aliens. We'll try and keep
Okay.
them alive. And this
So,
is their D6 shots, isn't
This
it?
is the D6 ones, yeah. So on the Hellions we get 24. That's
Yep.
right, isn't it? Yeah,
It
24.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So hitting on 4s, and then winning on 3s.
All right. Big laser
Four.
Okay, I haven't used my
cannon
reroll yet.
shots onto the Hellions. Saving on 4s, thanks to the stratagem. Oh, no! That was
3 to
terrible.
win.
6 go through,
Those
kills
rockets
3 of them.
underneath,
Wow,
yeah.
okay. Sure. Good start.
Underneath
Now, I think
the
our
big blast. Nastiness. They've
goal
got
should
fire.
be to probably
And then
pull from
3
this side
going
so
into
that
the incubi.
charge from the Fusion
Yeah.
Master is a little bit harder.
And that's 12.
You could probably have added an inch or 2 to his charge just by pulling the 3 in the front.
3s
Maybe a slight misplay.
and 3s.
AP.
AP1.
So 4 ups. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, excellent.
Finally drop after taking a lot of fire.
All right, well,
And
the
3
Incubi die.
into the bikes.
Finally.
Toughness 5.
14. So 3s. I haven't used my reroll yet, so use it now.
Nice.
And then 4s, yeah. and reroll one of them.
Oh shit. So 5 up. Ooh, lucky. 1 bite drops.
Okay. And then I spend a CP to fire and fade them.
Yeah.
Do I keep it? Nope. Down to 2. Back. And that. Let's watch out for this sky. Okay, so I think that's everything for shooting. So we're now on to some charges. So we'll charge the Troop Master into the Hellions.
Yeah, I won't Overwatch. Go for it.
Okay. 4, just about does it, I think. And then we'll charge the players. Do I charge the players in? You get free interrupt, don't you?
Yes.
So this guy's just going to just base him, basically. So you can't move. And then I'm going to charge the Shadow Seer into the bikes.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
That won't do it.
Failure on the Shadow Seer. That's too bad. Yeah, I just needed a 3 and we rolled a 2.
Okay. We will... No, that's fine. We'll leave that. Okay, I think that's everything then. So then I'm just going to activate with the Troop Master.
Yeah.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right?
9 left. I'll lightning fast them again.
Okay.
-1.
Let's see if I steal your CP. Nope. Oh, I don't think I rolled for last time, so.
Yeah, go for it.
I do on that one. Okay. So he's on 3. So we're battle round. Are we battle round 3? Oh my gosh. So he's 9 attacks then. Hitting on 2. Oh no, hitting on 3s.
Yeah, it's giving me.
Yeah, nice.
And 3s
And then
with a reroll.
3s.
Very good. Come on, the 4-up in buns. Do your thing. There
We just it kills 2 because of the
with
darkness bites
with
as
the
well.
mortals as well. Yeah, so 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am tempted to spend 2 just to bounce him out.
It's not going to end well for him if not.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. So do I keep it? Nope. So go out to 1. But I'm going to bounce him out. And he will go into this transport. Transport number 1.
Cool.
Okay, so that's the end of my turn. So I get 3 for domination, 3 for priority. Oh, and then I got 15 on psychic ritual.
So morale for my witches. They're okay. Hellions lost a mountain this turn. I think it's probably going to be a 1 on them because they lost a lot. No, they're definitely failing with that. So 1 drops. They're not below half strength. I have 8. Do I? You killed a few actually. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are below half strength. Well, 5 at this point. This one of the one's dead. So 1s and 2s.
So Hellions getting through the turn relatively unscathed.
There's 3 in total. Not great, boys, if we're honest. Right.
Yeah, and the morale hitting them even harder. Down to 4 Hellions. The player troop securing objective 3, so that's going to grab Ferris domination again. His psychic ritual is completed.
Yep, so you got 10.
Very little time.
And up basically an entire round of
to try and
scoring
get some primaries
on,
don't I? So let's
on James. Wow. Ferris really able to push push back through. Not losing his Star Weavers, or his, the Star Weavers last turn was a big deal. These Shadow Specters continuing to contribute. And the characters now getting stuck in to this Drukhari army, I think absolutely what Ferris needed.
18.
And I think just this this passive play from the Drukhari really giving him an out in the game. Hellions moving up. We might see, yeah, I like this. Moving up to contest objective 5. He can put 2 witches on objective 3 and just not even deal with these players. Maybe try to shoot them to death with some random attacks. Oh, not contesting objective 5, I guess. So James, in order to get out of this, I mean, he needs a 15-point turn, and he needs to drop Ferris down. Although I think Ferris has enough players and Star Weavers remaining at the end of this, coming down to this late game period, that he should be able to grab his 15 on round 5. So I think the goal should be to knock Ferris's primary points down to 0, which will be tough, but possible. If he's able to start killing the Sky Weavers, or the Star Weavers, excuse me, there's no objective secured on this unit. And if he can shoot the players to death, there's nothing stopping them from grabbing.
Nope.
There's no objective secured available there. Using this trap to get flip belts to jump over everything, so that we can put witches on this objective. Yeah, I like that. So we have witches on both, or we have objective secured on both of these objectives.
Yeah. Players aren't on this one, so if I hop just on here, I would stop you having that objective.
Oh, which objective? This one. Oh, yeah. It's just him on there, yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like the Hellions may opt for a charge to grab the 2 shooting units and chain back to contest objective 5. Yeah, this is exactly what the Drukhari player needs to do here, is knock all of Ferris's primary points off.
Advanced
He's going to be down significantly on secondaries. Big advance on Drazhar, though, to get him up into the fight as well. Your days are numbered, Star Weavers. But I think the biggest downside is that the Drukhari are going to be... what are we doing? The Drukhari are going to be a little bit hosed on secondaries thanks to deploy scramblers. Interesting that Psychic Ritual is going to play such a big part in this in-game scoring, because that gives Ferris the opportunity for an additional 5 points on secondaries that James cannot score. But in addition, he also has bottom round scoring, so he can potentially grab that extra 5 points at the end.
Should be safe enough. Thank you. Okay.
It's going to be an exciting finish, this game, chat.
Let's see this
I think all we could hope for the exciting Aeldari Civil War.
Let's hide this over here. Does not want to get shot.
Chat, yeah. Cult of Strife units can get a 4+ invulnerable save after they kill a unit in melee.
Reapers aware.
Because the Cult of Strife stratagems are both fair and balanced.
As long as I'm over here, actually, safe-ish. Advance the Succubus. See where she goes. So she's going 12.
She may actually elect to go into the players and just try to kill them.
Reapers.
There's not a lot. There's nothing else really dangerous that we're charging this turn, it looks like.
Body from there. Stay there. This Reaper.
So
get into him.
you can fight first there, and the rest of them fight. The rest of the army is basically fighting Star Weavers.
So let's do some shooting. Let's do this Reaper here, shooting into your damaged Star Weaver.
It could be a tie chat. That would be insane.
How many shots? 3.
It would come down to battle points for the winner of the pod, which would be wild.
Oh, do something for me all game. D3 mortals. So it takes 3 mortals, 1 hits. Does he wound on a 2? He does. You get a save.
Reaper knocks itself down to 3, I think.
Oh, hang on, I was on mute. Is he not bracketed at that?
Oh, no, he's on bracketed. 6. He's on 3 now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll stick it back to you. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So one in one.
1 in 1. Okay.
1 in 1. Yeah.
Okay, he's good.
All day long. All right, let's do these Hellions here shooting at these players over here.
Yep.
So it'll be 8 shots. -1 because they advanced. And 4's the wound. So just 1 wound.
Yeah, he's good.
Save 2. Let's do this Raider shooting at the damaged Starweaver.
Yeah, chat. This is a
Quick.
rapid fire final, so the player gets gets some
Hitting on 4s.
GW fun bucks.
Roll that. Yep, winning on 3s. No. Put his Phantasm Launcher into it as well, for what it's worth. 3 shots. 4's to hit. And so 2 attempts to beat Leadership 7, I'm assuming now. Nope. Need anything but a 1. So
Yeah,
takes a
that does
mortal.
it. Oh, it's immortal. Okay,
It's just 1, yeah, it's just 1
Yep.
mortal.
cool. Down
The
2.
blast pistol, the Archon will put his blast pistol into it.
Yep.
Come on.
All right, Archon, what do you got?
Die, why don't you die? He hits. That's when it finally lands.
Yep.
And 3's to wound with a reroll. Yep, get another in one.
No.
Finally, it is. Yeah, 5 damage.
Okay, so stick it to me. So does he blow up?
Is
I would
this
love it if you did.
is this on this Starweaver?
This Starweaver here,
Yeah.
Is the Archon in range?
6-inch range. Oh, because of the -6. Ah, good shout.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he isn't. You're quite right. You're quite right. He isn't. Sorry. Forgot about that. No, you're good. Can I shoot it at different? No, that's my mistake. Never mind. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, you can do it on
so-
another one. I don't mind. I'm fine. It doesn't make any difference because all the same. So we'll just do 1 to 3, 1, 2, or 3. It was 3, and 4 plus it was number 2.
Yeah, let's do that. So
Very sportsmanlike on
it was number 1.
Ferris'
5
part.
damage.
Okay.
Thank you. That's really kind of you.
5 damage. Oh no, I've changed my mind.
I think that's probably it for shooting. So assaults. Let's do the Hellions charging the Shadow Spectres.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, James should be okay
Yeah,
on
make
time
it
here. He
outside
just
of that
needs to
wall.
And the Dark
conclude
Reaper as well, I
these,
guess. Yeah.
Actually, that's a good shout. But no, I didn't declare him, so I just put him into the
Just needs
Spectres.
to
Well,
conclude these
Yeah, I
fights
think
really
you need
quickly.
to because I don't know if you can.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I guess you can get that one through the wall. The other guys you can't get through the wall though.
Oh, so I just have to be within half an inch of this guy then to be able to fight through. That's right.
Yeah, I think you need to actually get on the other side. So I think you'll need to put a guy there.
Oh, really? Oh, because this whole wall is just super thick. Okay, I see what you mean. So wait, it's up to you. Are you okay? I didn't declare on the Reaper.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
you
really
could also potentially just
fine. And then,
he could have just
well,
piled
actually,
into
for that
the
reason,
Reaper.
I need to put everybody. I only rolled a 4, didn't I? I get +1. So 5 does actually get me on the other side. So come on.
Does it get you
trying to
over?
rush.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it does.
yeah, good.
Okay, let's do the Archon charging the bashed up Starweaver and the Warlock, I guess.
Okay.
Six. Okay. Yep. Let's do Drazar charging Starweaver 2. Starweaver 2. I could charge both of them, I guess. So both Starweaver 2 and 3, I think it's the same charge distance. It's a 7, but I'll roll
Yep.
it and see what happens. 7, let's
I
have
got
a
it.
look. See if you think that's legit. 7. So 7 gets him to there. Maybe not, actually. Might need to re-roll that.
Yeah, just watch your time because you're running.
Well,
really
I
low.
know, that's the challenge. Alright, I'll pay a CP, re-roll that.
Boosh.
Yeah, there you go.
Will do.
Shove in there. There's not really point shoving the Raider in, as you say, because of time. So let's put these witches into these players.
Yeah, these are attacks or charges. I'm not sure we have to make. I think you just put the succubus into the players and just leave it at that.
I get +1, so they
Yeah.
do make. And then these other witches, I think, will go into those players as well, because they're not going anywhere else. Will they actually? Find some obsec on there. No, they'll charge this Star Weaver one. What's
Okay.
obsec on that? So 6 inches should get them in there. All right. So let's do some swings. Let's do. I don't care if you interrupt. Let's do Drazza then. So he'll fight into the Star Weaver with 6 wounds.
Okay.
It's 5 attack profile.
3 minutes left. Oof.
2s. And your toughness 5, he's strength 6, so he wins on 2s. Yep.
Okay,
So get your run. So that's
Okay,
1.
takes-
Take 3 damage. And then, do you want to interrupt?
Nope.
So Draz will put his other set of attacks into the same Star Weaver. Same thing again, basically.
Yeah, I don't think at this point I don't think James will have a turn 5. He'll basically have to passively score out, which means Ferris probably
2 more months to
come
make.
back.
No.
Okay,
Although he does
he's
have-
dead.
To make 2 9-minute
Oh,
turns.
stick it on me.
Archon will fight.
So
first
hang on a
round.
sec, I've got to blow
you
him
got
up
to
and
do,
everything.
Oh, you got to do that, yeah.
So does he blow up? No. And then does my one guy inside live? No!
Rough.
Kills the
The
Fangmaster.
Smash
Massive.
Master
God,
dies. That's
that's
actually a really
horrible.
big deal.
Okay.
Wow,
That's
okay.
Both of you.
Archon into your
Thanks.
Star Weaver. Too many. In on 2.
Was that the right Star Weaver?
Oh,
Yeah,
hang on a
well,
sec.
yeah, Draz was
Oh
fighting.
no, that was 3. That was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, so,
Oh, hang on a
it-
sec.
So
I don't know
No,
what
that
you're
was
doing.
2. No, that was
just
2.
got
Okay.
by Drassar,
Yeah,
but
sorry,
the Troop
sorry,
Master's
yeah.
in this one.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Trevi. So I've got one guy's died.
Fine. Oh, you got to get dudes out. Apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, do you want to just resolve this bit while you're doing?
Yeah, let's do that. So this is the Archon into your other Star Weaver. So 1 wound so far. Reroll these. So 3 wounds at -3.
Okay, so it works. Okay, he's
That's
fine.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So then I'll just do so one guy's already died, so then I've got another 4 to roll.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, another 2 guys. So 3 guys die.
I'm gonna have like 30 seconds on my last turn.
Heard off.
3,
3 guys died of the Star Weaver.
2 guys get out. I'll just stick them over here.
Yeah, sensible.
I think they're in 3, aren't they? So. Okay.
Cool. Let's put the witches that got into the Star Weaver into that Star Weaver. So the Hecatrix. Actually, there's no Hecatrix. There's no power sword on here, so they're all the same. So it will just be 8. So it'll be 8 attacks. Yeah. Hitting on 2s at this point. Wounding on 5s. So 2 at -2 actually. Not that it matters to you.
Ooh.
Yeah,
We'll go through.
got him down. Yeah, that was that guy.
So that was so
So
it
this
kills
is
him.
the one.
Can you roll
Does
yet
this blow
another
up?
one?
No, he doesn't blow up. And then does
Oh
my Troop
God,
Master die?
Like this.
So many
Ah,
No,
the Troop Master
yeah.
survives.
Good.
So he does live, but
Fine.
let's do this properly this time.
The
So 3, can he
endless,
get out and not be within an inch of
endless
anyone?
dying units and transports.
Don't know whether he can there.
So this does put objective secured on objective 4.
I think he's got to move over just a bit. No, let's do that. That's pretty better, isn't it? So, no, don't be you can around there. Can he come here? Can he come down here? TTS, why are you doing this to me? Yeah, I don't think he can. So he's just gonna have to come over here, I think.
Gonna plop over there.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, the Heliarchs, the Hellion, and so the Heliarch and the Hellion will hit your Dark Reaper.
So -1 to hit.
Oh, the Dark Reaper. This is not the other dudes.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. It's, yeah, hitting on 2s, winning on 3s. So 3 at -1 on the Dark Reaper.
Okay, so he 4-ups.
Yeah, so he drops.
Nice hits.
And then, yeah, 6 attacks into the Spectres, -1 as you say. So hitting on 3s. And winning on 3s. So 2 at -1.
Okay, 4s.
Oof.
Okay, I
They
guess.
are hard as nails. Witches into the players in the middle. These attacks are pretty much all the same.
So I'm worried about
3,
this.
4 attacks.
The charge into the witches might have given
sorry,
Ferris a
it's
way
too
out
many.
here if this ends up
On
going
2s.
poorly for them.
How many have they got?
That's a good start.
They have 4 each.
Oh, sorry, yep.
And winning on 3s. So
5 saves.
you don't care about AP.
Do we kill them?
Oh, I rolled too many.
Shit.
Never
Just
mind.
reroll it.
That's fine because they're dead anyway.
Alright, cool. They go away.
All right.
You get to fight back.
Yep. Okay. So.
Get him, Warlock.
Time on me. Right. Okay. Oof, this is all getting very tense. So.
Yeah, excellent close to this game,
Guess
chat.
the
Drukhari pulling it
Warlock.
back, knocking
based
all
here,
of
the
the
Warlock?
Yeah.
primary victory points
I'm
off of the
gonna swing the
Aeldari
Archon
player,
again. Don't forget.
but at the cost of most of
Once
their
again,
time.
fight twice. So
Okay.
Hopefully
Ferris
chop back
down to 15 minutes to complete his last 2 battle rounds.
Yeah. Well, Starweaver on
He's going to
Drazar.
be scoring nothing on his turn.
You're gonna keep
That
me
does
off any
mean
primary
he is in
costs.
position to grab back 3 objectives for domination, drop
so-
James
Hey, wait,
down
no.
to 10
hits.
primary points for a total of 35.
1 wound.
Whereas he
One
potentially has, and I think
but you
very
got
likely
-1 there.
has 15 points in the
good.
bank for the last. So that I think they're going to be tied on
the
primary, which means
Warlock
that
then
the
onto
pick of Psychic Ritual over Deploy Scramblers
Archon.
should win this game for Ferris, but we'll see how it goes.
Reroll. 2 wounds.
Yeah.
No AP.
Onto the Archon, this is, isn't it? So he'll just take him in his regular armor. So 4 ups. So he takes a
Okay.
wound.
So it's D3.
Oh, it's D3. Apologies.
Takes 2.
Takes 2.
And then the Shadow Spectres, I guess. Yeah. Might as well just part them in.
I'll lightning fast them for what it's worth. I didn't do anywhere else, did I? No. Just because I could really do without them getting killed by Shadow Spectre.
So we've got 11 attacks.
So hitting on 4s. Well worth it.
Reroll one of them.
Look at all those
And
ones.
then
Oh my
five
god.
fives, yeah. So 3.
3 wounds still.
So they're only on 5 ups now. So you do kill one.
Kills one.
Pretty sweet. I'll be this guy. Any more attacks back before I do the Archon?
No, that's it, I think.
Right, let's put the Archon's last round into your Warlock.
Oh, I'll just see if I get your... No, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Rerolling once. And your toughness 4, aren't you? So 4 is rerolling. So get inruns.
Oh man!
What's the damage?
Oh,
3.
exactly kills the
Just-
Skyrunner.
He's dead, yeah.
That's a big
Cool.
deal. Whoa!
I'll just see if I get your CP
Got
for
him with
lightning
the
fast.
Shattered Genius.
Go for it.
I do.
Nice.
Or the Splinter Genius.
And I think that's it.
Double fight. Wow, what a turn!
So-
Yeah, so I don't think I get any primary
Yeah, no
because you got
primary.
obstacle on here. Oh, I've got 2, but I've got 1, 2, 3. You got more models.
That
You took me off here, so yeah, I don't get any. Nice.
That's a what's
Good problem.
what happens after like a beta strike?
Although I've only got
Is that like an
30
Omega strike? Just this last, like this late game hammer blow that crushes through this Aeldari army. Now we could fall back and shoot with the Shadow Specters with for 2
So I
CP.
think we spend 2 to fall back and shoot.
Yeah,
with
that's what
the
they're
Shadow
discussing right now.
Spectres.
To be able to clear some of this stuff,
Oops.
but Ferris really has to
Players.
stop James from grabbing a 15-point primary turn, which is going to be tough, to be perfectly honest.
Retreat Master.
I mean, it might just be that the players
Retreat Master
crush
will-
through the
Can
witches,
you advance? Does he just move?
and the shooting kills the objective secured on this objective to take it. There's still a player troop over here that can maybe just kill the Reavers. We also have a fusion pistol master as well as the smash master. Yeah, so the smash master is going to go up and probably try to knock out the witches on objective 3. We can obsec the other 2 objectives away, assuming we can kill the witches here, and knock James down to 5 on primary.
Yeah, that was a bit of a brutal turn, wasn't it?
It was rather.
The real power of Drukhari being displayed here. Just being able to hammer these smash characters into your opponent's army and absolutely cream them. Black-green, if you had to pick between engage all fronts and herd the prey, which should I go for? Probably engage in all fronts. Drukhari just play so aggressively, they typically just naturally score that out. Whereas herd the prey, sometimes, like if your opponent has deep strikers, it can make things really awkward.
So I just keep...
Now Ferris also has to watch his time here.
I
He
kill
does have
myself.
10 minutes
All I
left,
do
but he
here
has
is
to
kill
complete
yours.
both this turn and be able to sequence out his last turn if he has to kill any
I've got
models.
to make sure I stay out of heroic intervention range as well. It's just 3 inches, right? There's no...
Yeah, no shenanigans.
Oh, this late game's gonna be sick.
Okay,
So
so these guys just me up here. Just make sure they're not in an inch there. Okay. And then I've just got to kill with that. Kill those.
I think a lot of Drukhari lists
Yeah,
as
spend
well.
the 2 CP for
The
these
more
guys.
standard Drukhari lists are playing a Void Raven. And the Void Raven makes that engage in all fronts pick like super reliable too. If we were to choose between the two. Because that thing can jet out and grab objectives on top of one. Whereas the rest of your army, sometimes you can't quite get raiders into position to score engage in all fronts. Because they're so large. So sometimes you miss it out on turn 1 and you only score 12 on it. But that the Void Raven Bomber pick can really fix that. Yeah, no primaries for Ferris, chat. He got entirely contested out.
Still get range. 1, 2.
It was
3 on the witches.
I mean, we were talking exactly what James needed to do. He did. He needed to drop the Aeldari down to 0 points on primary.
Reavers as well.
And then be able to hold on to that for a turn. And if he does that, he wins. Ferris at this point just needs to grab his secondaries and score his 15-pointer on bottom 5.
Poke round.
And I like this KG play as well. Keeping your models alive for that bottom 5 scoring is going to be a really big deal.
Let's keep him there. Put these guys on here. Falls back. Okay, and then the shadows here. He's going to Shadows is going to advance.
Nice.
5. So she goes 13.
Very sexy. My poor little dude's gonna get sniped.
And she's going to come.
Yeah, I love this play. Going to be able to come out and potentially knock off the
So
Activist.
6.8 there. 6.5. 6.5. So I just want to make it so they're equidistant basically.
Just say so she is, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Which one?
Cool, what am I doing? 7 minutes. Ah! Okay, cool. So, Psychic. Let's do a smite into the Succubus.
Let's see if we can smite in Shards of Light here. Wow, this would be a big deal. Smite goes off on a 9.
Off.
D3
For
kills
2.
her. Exactly.
Kill her.
Goodbye, Succubus. You've sucked your last
And
bus.
then we're going
Shards of
to
Light into the Amethyst here.
targeted smite into your...
Yeah, the sheltered light.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I've spent my 2 CP, so I'll take that off. I'll see if I keep my 2 CP from earlier first. No, I don't. Okay. So pink actually. 2.
Yeah, the Shadows here standing on that objective doesn't really matter, so I don't think you need to open the charge.
I'm going to move again.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna just Twilight
goes off.
Pathways. There it goes. All right, so that'll give him a charge onto the Akathist. That does mean that Shadowseer can't die, but because Ferris bottom round scores on round 5, holding this
and then
objective
we're
at the start of
going
his turn doesn't matter.
Fusion pistol the Raider.
Radar. Yep.
This is. We're going to 3 Dark Reapers into Drazar.
Yep. Which profile?
Do it on the 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
3
Big missile
damage.
shots into Drazar. Oh, the misses come out though.
2
Only 2
hits.
hits.
I can't kill him.
That won't be enough to kill him with his
He's
-1
-1 damage,
damage.
Yeah, 2 wounds. I think toughness 4 is he?
That was
Yeah.
4. Yep. It's 4 up in them.
One goes
So it takes
through,
2 damage.
dings him for 2. Yeah, I think we needed to
Okay.
shoot those witches, to be honest.
Right, fusion pistol for the troop master over here into the Reavers.
Yep.
This is.
Oh man.
We'll do the Shadow Spectres. We're going to go for
Well, yeah, I think it was a question
4
between
of them into Drazar
smiting and
Yep.
Twilight Pathwaysing.
and 3 into the Hellions.
Which both
and
feel.
then,
I guess the melee attacks might be a little bit
2
better.
into the Reavers, 4 into the Hellions,
and
4
killing
into Drazar.
the model on the objective.
He might
We'll
just
do
be
them.
within 3 of the radar. I'm not sure. It's a bit marginal. But if he is, I think that would mean you would have to shoot it. Because these guys are...
Oh, I didn't think he was.
Oh, yeah, I mean, so
Dark
you,
Reapers couldn't have
pause the
shot
time,
them
mate,
either.
because I don't want to eat your time.
So
Maybe not. It's very marginal. We can maybe dice for it.
Oh yeah, I think he probably is actually. So yeah, my Dark Reapers kind of shot him then.
Okay. Well,
Oh no, because he's the closest to them, isn't he?
yes,
No,
he
that's
is. Yeah,
right.
yeah. So yeah, I think they're fine. It's just the Spectres had more of an issue because.
Yeah. Okay. So in which case we'll do. I know to kill those witches. That's the most important thing. So 3 into the witches.
Yeah.
And 3 into the Hellions.
Yeah.
4 into the Hellions, and the others into the.
I'm gonna lightning fast the witches. Their
Okay.
last attempt to try to stay alive.
So 3 into the witches. Okay, so
Oh,
13.
roll a bunch of
Whoa!
ones.
So 4s.
Nice.
I'll reroll 1. It's the most important thing.
Yeah, and 3s.
Reroll 1.
We've got a 5 up
Okay.
in right now. Come on, ladies.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
they
just about gets them.
I'm going to CP one of them. CP
Good.
rerolls, because you never know.
Nope.
No.
Do I steal your
I'll pick
CP?
it up in a sec. Go for it.
No, I don't.
Dead.
Okay, so they're dead. Okay, so we've got there. And then, what did I say? 4 into the...
4 into
there.
the Hellions.
4 into the Hellions, yeah. Just do that. So that's just 12.
On 3s. And 3s to 20. And
Okay.
5 ups. So 1 dies, 1 takes a wound.
Okay. And then 3 into the Reavers.
Yeah.
So that's 11, 12.
And 4 to wound. I reroll. Oh, you've already had to reroll. So 1 dies. I've got 1 wound left on the champ.
Okay. And then charge into the witches in the middle with the troop master.
2 minutes, chats. 2 minutes to 1 minute.
4.
He makes
He's down to, he's about 3.
And then
He should be able
charge
to
into
complete this
the
turn, no problem.
Akathist with the Shadow Seer.
It gets awkward if he can, if he needs to do other stuff next turn.
Yeah.
Would have made that charge anyway.
Okay, start off with the troop
It's gone
master.
for
So he's
swing.
got 10 attacks. 2s.
It's toast. And 2s again. No, 3 is
Yeah.
going to reroll. Isn't it?
So they're dead with the mortal wounds as well.
Oh yeah, the morsel skill. Yeah, that's it. I should
Yeah,
just
you
And
don't even
then
have to roll
The
that
Shadow
yet.
Seer.
Guess technically you've got to roll it for time.
Would I interrupt this point? Probably not. Not going to kill her. No, I wouldn't kill her.
3 wounds, -1.
Wounds, 5 up and 5 up.
Just roll them all there, D3 damage.
Oh yeah, it's going to be toast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he's
that's
dead.
enough. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Very
that's it.
good.
My turn.
And I think that's probably your game at that point.
So
I
Just
don't
real
get.
quick for
What do I get? I
scoring
get
here.
5 on the primary. That's it. Oh, do I get this one? No, because you've got obsec there. Yeah, I only get 5 on the primary, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
wow, I think that
So,
swung at
and
chat.
that
I think
one, I
Ferris
think
is able to
probably
complete that
means that-
turn correctly.
Have you flipped it to me? The time? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just paused for scoring.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and flip it to you now.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. So all I would do is I would try
Just
and
making
get
sure we're on the same
domination
page.
by shoving something else on here.
What a
I'd probably shove
game.
this. I suppose you could have heroic.
This was
kind of
awesome.
problematic. This thing only moves 10 now. But I
So
suppose
yeah,
I can
all
shoot
Ferris
him,
needs to do to take the
Hope I get
game
lucky.
now is
shove him
grab
there,
10 on
move him
primary,
back to
which should be
here.
simple.
And then over here, what would I do? I mean, I try and kill the obsec, so Traz would come over here. This dude, I'd advance the Archon, try and get him over to the side. This wouldn't really help me. Go 9. Don't think I'll have time to play this out, to be honest. So, yeah, because I'm not going to have time to fight, there's not really much point. He would go over there, but never mind, doesn't do anything. Hellions would. You've got obsec, so I wouldn't stop you capturing it. I mean, I guess I could fight the Hellions into them and try and kill some try and kill them. So that would be it, probably. So then let's do the Reaper shooting at the Troop Master. 6 shots. He won't overcharge. Sorry, not 6 shots, D6 shots. 4. He's only hitting on 4s at this point because
Yeah,
he's
it's
degraded.
time. Just have him resolve this shot.
And then he's winning on 2s. Is there a random? There is 3 dice there. I'm missing a dice. Sorry. Counting some random dice from somewhere else. So that'd be a miss. So 2 wounds on his 2 on his one. She loves. The Raider would shoot him with everything.
Yeah, that's time after the
That's
Reaper
fine.
fires. Yeah.
Fine. Cool, yeah. Okay, well, that's that. So yeah, I think it's your game, mate. Because what do? I can't kill Matey Boy. You could, so I don't get domination. All I get is priority. 3 more points. And over to you.
Yep. So I just pull back, I guess, here. Keep my obsec there, and then that gets me
Gets you what you need.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, well played,
Ferris
man. Very
pulling
good.
it out.
And-
Wow. What a game. That was incredible.
Priority targets.
Yeah, you maxed that out. Yeah, very good.
Oof.
Well done. Well
Oh,
done.
man.
Good
That
game.
was stressful. I think with a bit more time, I think you would have probably won it there, to be honest with you.
Maybe it's marginal,
You
isn't
had
it?
them
It depends what I can
back
kill
to
on that
zero.
last turn. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think it would. If I could kill these players over here, I'd have a shot. I'm not sure, because like you've still got all of these specters that can just like do a
That's
lot of
true. And I guess it's not obsequial stuff here either, so I can try.
No, I've run out of upset. Yeah, I mean, I'd be trying to kill these. I'm trying to kill these guys off somehow. I would probably re-roll the Archon and try to get him in to kill these guys as well. So I would have attempted to kill your obsec just to make it harder for you to hold the primary.
Yeah.
But that's marginal. I would have to have made some long charges. Yeah, well played, man. Great game.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good.
Yeah, that game was
Yeah,
sweet,
amazing.
for sure.
Yeah, well played.
I made a bit of an error on turn 1 with those Skyweavers. I didn't really want to sack them off quite as early as that. I think what I should have done on that, I should have, because my full intention was to pop this Raider here, and I knew the racks were going to come out, so I knew I had to pick them up. So in my head, I was like, "Oh, I'll put the Skyweavers over there, and they can charge them, and then they'll, bounce back behind the wall."
Yeah.
And then, suddenly, I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute! I'll put them on a
that looks
15-1." Sort of got a bit distracted with my plan.
Don't listen to the voices. Never listen to the voices.
Voices, the
No.
Drukhari whispers.
They catch you out. Yeah. But apart from that, I think you played it really well. I think the shadows here popping around is really sweet, actually. Just popping in and out of transports and getting those. You're almost guaranteed to get those psychic points, right? I suppose.
Yeah, that's
try and bubble you out of the whole centre. It's hard.
That was a bit of a last-minute change of what I was going to do. Before I was going to take While We Stand, which would have been the Skyweaver's, the Shadow Spectre on the Farseer.
Yeah.
But then I thought your Drukhari is so fast and it just kills everything it touches.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd flick. But that meant for that first turn I had to fire and fade the Shadow Seer.
Yeah.
To keep her out of trouble, because I can fire and fade her one turn, Domino Shroud another turn, and then the third turn, as long as she gets off Psychic Ritual, it doesn't really matter if she dies.
Don't mind if she dies. Yeah, that's nice. It's pretty sweet. I think I could have been a bit more aggressive, to be honest. I'm sort of in this place. I've played a few games, and it's like my stuff, as you can see. I mean, it just dies. Like if you get into stuff, like your stuff dies, but then my stuff just dies in return. So you got to be quite cautious.
Yeah, that's what I found.
Yeah, the survivability of Drukhari is like in threat overload, so you have to just like. I mean, you're gonna kill what you shoot at, but if you have 70 things to shoot at, you can't kill all of them.
Yeah, exactly, exactly that. I think I should have been pushing the characters like Drazza and the Succubus up more. I spent too long mincing around here with them when I should have just been getting up here a turn earlier.
Well, that was the only benefit of me having those Skyweavers over there. It was 270 points sacked off, but it meant that all this stuff was held back for at least one
delayed
turn.
for a turn.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I honestly expected like all of the characters to just pop in the transport and then just have the Raider rocket like up here and be like, all right.
Yeah, I should do that. I just, like I say, I'm too cautious.
Yeah.
I need to be a little bit more aggressive than I am at the moment. But hey, live and learn. But no, really good game, man. Thank you. The Harleys and Craftworld still strong. Still got plenty going for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking about swapping out the Harlequin bit actually for witches in Raiders or witches in Venoms.
I think
because you get more.
I agree. I think probably they do the same amount of damage as troopers, but they cost I don't know what 2/3 as much, something like that.
Yeah, they cost less. They die faster. They don't have as many tricks, but if you can just sack off one every turn.
Yeah,
1 or 2 units, it doesn't matter if you're stealing. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think you'll see quite a lot of people taking witches. They're very good value. I've only got like 10 painted, so I need to paint some more.
Yeah, witches are cool. Yeah. The only trouble with Supin though, the advance in charge is so good, and losing that would be
true. You lose that. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that is fair. For me, that's a bit of a breaker actually, because witches they're just useless on the ground. They just die. They have to be getting into assault and wrapping stuff, and without the advance in charge, I think that's an issue. Interesting. Cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. But thanks for the game. Really good. Well played.
Good game.
Yeah.
Guys.
Nice one. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Yeah, your scores all inputs. So you're all set.
Nice one. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Trevi.
Sweet.
All right. Well done.
Good game, everybody.
Okay,
see you soon.
All right, chat. Woo! What a barn burner of an end there. Both players down to less than a minute. Insane end. Yeah, so I wonder what the score would have looked like if James had been able to play out that turn. I don't think it changes too much. If he kills this unit with Drazhar, I don't think he needed to attack the Fusion Master or the Smash Master here, because I mean, if this thing just advances right and then stands outside of heroic intervention range, you just stand there for a turn, and he can't kill both vehicles in one go, so it's fine. You just make it so he can't charge both of them. You just roll the attacks on Drazhar here. I think those matter the most. And then you go in with the Hellions to try to kill this unit. And if you can kill those units, you have a chance to block the primary. It's not a great chance, since I think the Shadow Specters, all Ferris needed was a I think he had it almost automatically, right? You just have to grab Domination. So you have to hold this objective. So if the Hellions go in and kill these players, then they can test that, or they hold that objective alongside the Arena Champion here. And that gets you the Domination, which means all Ferris needs to do is grab a 10-point turn. And he already has the Shadow Seer up here. There's very little that can deal with the Shadow Seer. And all he has to do is put 2 Shadow Specters on this objective. And then some guys on this objective. Just string this big unit out. And he should be able to hold that at the end. Or just do that. Yeah, either way. So I don't think the score may have changed if James had more time at that last turn, but I don't think the end result of the game changed. I think awesome play by both these players. Like, holy crap, this was a sweet game to watch. Ferris definitely felt on the back foot early, but I think a combination of James being very conservative, like he was mentioning before. That's not really how you play Drukhari. Drukhari are the least conservative. They are the most liberal faction in 40k for the most part. It's all Satan and tattoos in the Drukhari faction. So I think he needed to push up a little bit more aggressively there to just push primary, and I think that changes primary for Ferris one turn. And then I think Ferris just playing a very good game with Harlequins, using his curtain falls to jump models back between the objectives to grab primary points was awesome. Scoring himself the extra 5 primary points on round 3 by pulling this unit of troops back to that objective was super cool. He didn't start with too many CP because he's a soup list, but I mean, a large part of it was really good rolls on the Twilight Pathways. The player of the Twilight, excuse me, to regenerate those CP. As soon as that was on the table, it started going off in a big way, and that gave him the tools he needed to use late game. But also just keeping playing efficiently on the objective was really impressive. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately, we get to choose an outcome. Drukhari do not win. I don't think anybody gets any points because nobody bet for. Everyone bet against Drukhari. I think a more standard Drukhari list probably pushes this matchup out. I don't think that any amount of player troops jumping around stops like another 30 models hitting them from and killing them from beating them. But I do like these Reapers did nothing this game. They killed two Dark Reapers who would have died anyway when the Hellions hit them, and they like did damage to a Star Weaver. These things were garbage. If I were to point one thing or single out one thing for James's that contributed to James's victory, I think it would have been these Reapers because these were super bad. But that's what experimenting's for. So I think James has probably learned his lesson. Nobody thought this would happen, says the prediction outcome. Yeah, amazing. All right, let's raid somebody, huh? Raid who's playing? Austin Powers is playing. Let's go hang out with Austin Powers. What's Austin Powers doing? Playing. Looks like some WTC stuff. Was this a Greek Hammer game? Or are we playing Greek Hammer today? All right, well, should be the last Greek Hammer. I think it's the last round of Greek Hammer right now. So yeah, I'm gonna send everybody over to Austin Powers. Oops, maybe. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be live it will be, but it should be at some point in the not too distant future. I've got a game scheduled on Tuesday, but I don't know if it's going to be a particularly competitive one, so I'm not sure if I'm going to stream that one. But I should have games from... I have a bunch of Wolf bots. I mean, I'm in a bunch of events with Wolf bots, so as well as Copenhammer with Tyranids. So I should be scheduling all those, and we have a bunch of pod finals wrapping up this coming week. So yeah, stay tuned to the schedule, and yeah, do that. Also, one last announcement for exclamation point objectives. I'll put it in the chat. If anybody is looking to get these objective markers that we're using in the game right now, but in real life, so you can use them in the real life games, 3D6 Wargaming has these available right now, so go check those out. Yeah, that's sweet. So we also have, if you notice down below, we have some t-shirts and stuff available over in the new Teespring store. I haven't really promoted those too much yet because they're very new, but I think we're going to be adding some more designs to that store as well shortly. But anyway, let's go hang out with Austin Powers, everybody. Cheers. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Keep it classy, folks.